Ray started going live and just not saying nothing like Umar Johnson. Hey, Ray just started going live and just look at the comments. JB. Let me put something else in the title. We back. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say nothing, y'all. I was gonna go live and just look at the screen. That's what Umar Johnson been doing lately. Hold on. Hit the Cash App, y'all. We gotta have a real conversation, y'all. Y'all, I'm so sick. G-Man, what it is? Y'all, I'm so sick of ignorance. I'm sick of ignorance, y'all. All of it. Yo. I'm sick of ignorance, y'all. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I said it. He apologized to her. He apologized to her. Dubby he doing a whole bunch of talking in that motherfucker. So I want to talk about a few things. I gotta address a dude from my city, man. Black the CEO. He just did. He just uploaded a video earlier today talking about Donald Trump sending the National Guard to Baltimore. Yo, I'm about sick and tired of having this conversation. Like, I can't believe sometimes how ignorant we are as black people, man. I can't believe it, yo. Is the National Guard still in DC? Who from DC, man? Because it been since Labor Day, it been about 5 murders. What I tell y'all before? They said in DC it wasn't no murder for 2 weeks. And I said, yo, the people that would have got killed in them 2 weeks, they just gonna get killed on the 3rd week. You know what I mean? Like, yo, adding more police doesn't solve crime. Like, yo, it's crazy. Like, I can understand some outsiders will say that. You know what I mean? Yo, but to see black people that's from the community say these things, it's like, damn, shorty, you that tone deaf? You feel me? You that tone deaf. The way as though you been in the community your whole life and you don't know the problems. You been in the community your whole life, and I ain't talking about nobody. I'm just saying in general, just for all black people that sit back and say, "Yo, this is the route to go, and this is gonna change things." You been in the community your whole life, and you don't know the issues. You don't know what's wrong. You don't know how to solve the problems. You don't even have an idea, any solutions. Yo, our neighborhoods been saturated with police. Now the National Guard can shoot and get away with it. You know what I mean? That's the difference between them and police. Yo, but you can't deploy the National Guard forever. These people have jobs. You know what I mean? They got jobs to do, man. You can't deploy them forever. So at that rate, what are we doing it for? If they can't stay forever, then what the fuck is the purpose? Because once they leave, as you see in Washington, D.C., matter of fact, before I get to that, let me show you what he said. Because that shit just, I just watched it. I ain't even watched the whole thing. So this is a DJ from my city, man. And I ain't got no beef with Shorty. He just wrong. Sometimes I'm starting to think he clout chasing. Yeah, man, because I didn't say yo say a lot that just had you like scratching your head, like, oh, what the fuck is he talking about? Man, peace of Pan-Africanism, brothers and sisters. A man carrying them in the building. Yo, but the thing is, I don't have if it was legal, illegal. It's a temporary fix. It's temporary. Like, we don't need temporary fix. We need permanent solutions. That's what we need. We don't need temporary fixes, man. We need, and you know what solves crime? You know what, not solve crime, because crime is never going to stop. But you know what slowed down the murder rate? Resources, jobs, opportunities. This is a fact. It's been proven. It's been proven. So, let me show you what he said. Hold on. Disconnect from the car.
Yeah, we was just having this debate at the station, right? Y'all heard me say this before. People don't want to be healed, they want to be hugged. They want to be acknowledged. And I'm a prove it right now. Everybody in the uproar about Trump sending here.
No, I'm not defending crime. I'm defending real solutions. I'm defending real solutions. That's what I'm defending. Real solutions. Rec programs, jobs, opportunity, real solutions. Yo, Baltimore crime is down. And you know why it's down? Because Mayor Scott is producing real solutions. Man, you better hit the Cash App. Fuck you talking about? You don't never gotta ask, can you hit the Cash App? The Cash App is always open. I mean, summer programs, shit like that. That's what solves crime, yo. People, yo, you gotta stop crime at the root. What's the root of crime, yo? Who knows the root of crime? What's the root of crime, yo? Do anybody know the root of crime? There's 73 people in here. I'm sure somebody knows. Yo, crime starts before poverty. Thanks, JB. Poverty. Poverty is the root to crime. Drugs is the root to crime. It's not evil. It's not none of that. It's poverty, man. You go to any poverty-stricken community, yo, crime is gonna be there. All across the world, especially when you add guns and drugs. So you got poverty, guns, drugs, crime. It goes hand in hand. Goes hand in hand. So if you want to really solve crime, you got to fix poverty. If you want to really lack of resources, if you want to really solve crime, you got to fix what makes crime even a valuable option. Lack of resources make people commit crime. When you can't get a job, you got bills, you got kids, what are you going to do? Cut off notice. 30-day notice. I can't find a job in 30 days and get paid enough to pay these motherfucking bills. I might gotta rob somebody. No, it ain't excuse, that's just facts. It's just facts. It's not excuses. Any community. Go to any community across the world. We can take this shit over to motherfucking Mexico. Any community across the world where you got poverty, you got guns, you got drugs, you're gonna have deaths. You're gonna have murders, you're gonna have robberies, you're gonna have aggravated assaults. That's just what it is. But let me finish listening to what he got to say.
But I thought that's what y'all wanted. Stop the crime. So what is everybody upset about? If you ain't breaking no law, doing nothing wrong, you ain't got nothing to worry about. So here's a prime example of, like I said, when people don't want to be helped or healed. They just want to be acknowledged and hugged. Everybody was cool with Trump mentioning Baltimore. Yeah, man, it was a joke. Everybody was on Instagram commenting, yeah, he talking about us. Ooh. Now he bringing the action. Everybody, woo. What you mean? I thought that's what y'all wanted, to stop the crime and the killing. Oh, no, my bad. Y'all want to stop the crime and the killing with stipulations. And
yo, this is pure ignorance, Black. Yo, Black, you need to come on Keep It G News. What the fuck happened to my scroll? Right, there we go. You need to come on Keep It G News and we can have this conversation on live. This is pure ignorance, bro. Like, what are you even talking about? Like, yo, I'm starting to think he clout chasing. Exactly, you're right. White collar crime is what makes the poor poor. You ain't lying. Major, what it is, baby. Yo, because it's not, see, yo, this is the thing, yo. It's criminality. It's not the people. I mean, people, yo, a lot of people correlate crime to the people. It's criminality. It's not the people. No, it's not everybody. See, this is what you gotta understand, Rain. Everybody got options, but some people's options are limited. You understand what I'm saying? Your options might be jump off the second floor, jump off the fifth floor. Either way, you jumping. No, I'm not you're not listening. You got your mind made up and not listening. Either way, you jumping. You might break something either way. But these are your options. Are they good options? But these are your options. Either you can jump off the fifth floor and break a leg, or you can jump off the seventh floor and die. But these are the options that you got. What you gonna do? That's what's going on. Everybody got choices, yo, but some people's options are limited. Know why their options are limited? Because the resources are dried up. You understand? You got food deserts in America. Food deserts. You know what that means? That means there's not a grocery store in walking distance. It's not a grocery store in walking distance. It's supposed to be a grocery store in walking distance to every neighborhood. Well, Joe Biden said black people are the victims of society. Joe Biden said that in 1995. Why things just can't be true? You understand? Not and this the thing. This is what I don't respect about that victim shit, right? Is because it's dismissive to the facts. It's dismissive to reality. You understand what I'm saying? It's like calling somebody crazy just because they say something that you don't agree with. It's dismissive. It's not the truth. Nobody's a victim because black people are thriving. It's black millionaires. It's black billionaires. It's black people that come from these environments and become successful. But it's a lot that die. It's a lot that don't make it. It's a lot that don't make it. That ain't the choice. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice not to jump. Not you don't have that choice. If you don't jump, those shit get done. Got to do something. Bills got to be paid. Moves got to be made. Yeah, but where you from though, Rain? You ain't from a Baltimore, man. You ain't from a motherfucking Philadelphia. You ain't from Mississippi. You ain't from Alabama and some of these in some Jackson, Mississippi or New Orleans. You ain't from these areas, man. You understand? So you don't know the struggle. You don't know the dynamics. You just talking. So you need to listen. And that's the issue. Too many people talking and not enough people listening. Like I said, Ricky, how you gonna tell me? I do know. I know if you talking like that, you can't be from these environments. Because you can't tell me what's going on in my environment. All you can do is listen. All you can do is listen. You can't. Can I go to the motherfucking to the farm and tell a motherfucker how to grow his crops? I ain't never farmed a day in my life. That's how stupid people like you sound when you telling me what's the issues in the black community. That's how dumb you sound, man. Sound fucking stupid. Can I go to the motherfucking? Can I go down to the motherfucking what you call them motherfuckers? Coal miners. And tell them how to mine their coal? I ain't never mined coal a day in my life. Can you do that? Hey Ricky, can you go to somebody's farm and you ain't never grew a crop and tell them how to farm? Let me know. Can you do that? Can you do that? Look, you can't answer that question because you know it sounds stupid. See, that's why I always do that with y'all. When you relay it back to when you relay it that way, y'all know it sounds dumb as a motherfucker, don't it? It ain't about working. We ain't talking about working. We talking about y'all telling me what's the issues and what need to be done to fix the community. That's the problem. That's the issue. You can't tell me. All you can do is listen. I can't go to the farm and tell them how to motherfucking do that shit. Look, but you still can't answer the question. I'm at work now. What the fuck is you talking about? You what the fuck? Y'all, you think I just put this shit on and came outside? You know what I mean? You think I just came outside with motherfucking with reflectors on my clothes? Like, go stop saying stupid shit, man. You sound fucking retarded. Sound slow. So let me finish.
Yes, them stipulations include the things you need to survive, right? Okay. And I know I'm gonna lay back and jump in the comments. Cause I know everybody gonna be oh black, you a turncoat, whatever the case.
So listen to this. So the narrative was Donald Trump stopped crime in DC. But let's see if that's true. Suspect 4 hours ago. Suspect wanted after man killed at DC Rec Center. 2 days ago, 3 people shot, 1 killed in DC Labor Day shooting. Look, man killed in Southwest DC, ending 12-day stretch with no homicides. Once the police leave, crime goes right back up. Once the police leave, crime goes right back up. He didn't solve anything. You understand what I'm saying? He didn't solve nothing. I know it's backwards. Let's go to some of the stories. Nothing got solved, y'all. Cause that's not how you solve crime, man. It's not how you solve crime. For the slow people in the back. You don't solve crime by adding more police. Nah, because they can't stay there. You feel me? Yeah, it's like I said, it's like putting a band-aid on a bullet wound. Can you get shot and put a band-aid and stop the bleeding? When people get shot and they go to shock trauma, do they just give them band-aids or do they do surgery? Like, yo, y'all sound everybody that adopted this mentality of, yo, Trump solving crime, he's stopping crime in DC is fucking stupid. Stupid. Cause look what happened as soon as they left. Is the National Guard still in DC? Yo, people get shot all over the place. That ain't just in black communities.
A suspect's on the run tonight after shooting a man to death at a DC rec center.
MPD announced a big reward in this case today, as Mayor Bowser also announced a plan to bolster the department and drive down violent crime.
Let's get you out to Fox 5 Sydney Person. She is live outside MPD headquarters tonight with the very latest.
Well, Jim, Angie, let's start with what we know about that case. MPD and U.S. Marshals are now offering a $40,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest and conviction after a 36-year-old man was shot to death on Labor Day and in broad daylight outside of that rec center in D.C. We're going to pull up this poster for you now. You can see that reward there. MPD has gone ahead and identified that victim as 36-year-old Francois Atkins. MPD hasn't yet released a motive in the case, but they do say Atkins was shot in the playground park area of that.
So did he solve crime in DC? So did he solve crime in DC? I don't think he did. And I think anybody, especially any black person, that sit around and saying and champion, yo, bring in the National Guard, that's gonna stop the crime. I think you fucking stupid. And that goes to anybody that thinks that. I think you are literally stupid and don't, especially if you're black. You're literally stupid and don't understand the dynamics or the issues of what's going on in your own community. You need to be fucking ashamed of yourself. That's what I think. I don't give a fuck what outsiders say. They ain't got no opinion in this. You feel me? Look.
Holiday in the district, and it happened hours after President Trump turned Labor Day into a violent holiday in the district, and it happened hours after President Trump applauded DC's mayor for working with him to curb crime. Thanks for joining us tonight, everyone. I'm Sean Yancey. The violence began this afternoon when someone shot a man right along 14th Street Northeast, right near the Brentwood Rec Center. About an hour later, someone shot 2 women along Mississippi Avenue Southeast. News 4's Jessica Albert has the latest on both shootings.
A violent Labor Day in the district. 2 shootings happened in 2 different parts of the city, just about an hour apart.
Come on, man. That shit don't work. It doesn't work. But Jesus loves you too, man. It don't work, y'all. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. You know, I know it's a segment of society that love to see black people get harassed and over-policed. You feel me? Yo, but that don't work. It won't work. It never worked. You could, it just, that's because that's not the problem. The problem isn't the people. The problem is the environment. Hillary's emails, your dumb ass. The fuck you talk about? If I was to go to any community and strip y'all resources for 50 years, I bet your community look totally different. I bet I bet your next door neighbors start to resort to other ways and other means to take care of their family. I bet you that. Like, oh, this is not a black issue. This is a human issue. If I go to any community and strip it of resources, jobs, opportunity, guess what's gonna happen? Crime gonna increase. We can go to the Asian community. We can go to a prominent white community. We can go to a prominent fucking Hispanic community. We can go to any prominent community, and if we strip them and starve them of resources for 50 years, I guarantee by year 51, that neighborhood is gonna look totally fucking different with the same people. With the same people. We ain't swapping the people out. The same people that were just thriving in that community, if we were to strip them of resources for 50 years, I guarantee we see crime. I bet you can't keep your door unlocked no more. Somebody might come up in that bitch. Somebody might come up in that motherfucker. Bet you can't keep your car door locked. Motherfucker be in your glove box. Seeing if you got change in that motherfucker. It's just all, bullfrog. You know the play. Yeah, right? It's always the play. The same play they ran with mass incarceration. You know what I mean? They drove up crime with the crack epidemic. Made the community beg for stiffer laws. And look what it did to the community. Destroyed it. It's the same play, y'all. And it aggravates me. Like, I don't care what the outsiders say, but it aggravates me that it's black people really champion this shit. We can't be that fucking stupid. I know exactly. So, Hillary, you know more about what's going on in the black community than me? Let's talk about it. Call my phone. Hey, Hillary, I will give you my number, and we can have this conversation online. Do you think you know more about what's going on in the black community than I do? I don't think you do. I think even the thought of that is total idiocracy. You understand what I'm saying? If you was to even think that, it just proves that you're an idiot and you have you lack common sense. So it's just black people that do that. It's white rappers that do the same thing, right? You know what I mean? We ain't talking about no rap. No, I said call me, Hillary. What you talking about? I didn't know your call back. I said I'll give you my number right now, and we can have this conversation, and see, and we can see who sounds right. I mean, we can test your theory with mine, and we can come to a determination of who's delusional, who ain't. I mean, we can test the theory of who knows more than who. Because I don't think you want to have this conversation. I think you will leave sounding foolish, Hillary, and anybody else that's outside the community that think they know what the fuck going on. I've been in these communities my whole fucking life. I mean, I grew up in these communities. I did dirt in these communities. You can't tell me what the fuck going on. All right, so let's have a conversation. Well, hey, so do you want me to give you my number? Do you want to talk about it? Do you want to talk about it? You don't want to talk about it. I ain't even answering you. I ain't even responding to you no more. You don't want to talk about it. You want to be in the comments. You know what I mean? You don't want to have no real meaningful conversation. What is you talking about? Yeah, you don't want to have no real meaningful conversation. You want to be the convicts, man. Man, sweet to London, man. Yeah, man. So we just gonna ignore Hillary. Because Hillary don't know what the fuck they talk about. No, I'm not. I'm gonna let you talk. No. I'm gonna let you talk, man. You can talk. I'm gonna listen, as a matter of fact. Man, yeah, they don't want to talk, man. I ain't fucking with Hillary. They don't want to talk. You know that shit gonna sound foolish. You can't tell me what the fuck going on, man. You can't tell me what the fuck going on, man. I know what's going on. I grew up poor, single mother household. Every lights turned off. Every electricity turned off. Water turned off. Yeah, I grew up like that. You feel me? I grew up had to steal a next door neighbor electricity. Shit like that. Lights get cut off. Grandfather come over, cut them bitches back on. That's how I was raised, man. You can't tell me what the fuck going on in these motherfucking communities, man. What you talking about? Sound crazy. You can't tell me what the problems is. I know what the problems is. I know what the crack epidemic did. I know what mass incarceration did. I know what redlining did. The fuck is you talking about? I know what taking trades out of schools did. You can't have this conversation with me, man. You just talking. You feel me? I know the effects of killing Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Huey Newton, Black Panthers, freedom fighters. I know what that did to the community. Do you? Or you just on this motherfucking talk? Do you know what it did, or you just on here talking? What is you talking about? Dumbass. Hell yeah, Rainy. So Rainy, so you get it then. So why would you sit back and say they rap about it when you know what's really going on? I did a whole video on that, Rainy. Check it out. Might surprise you, man. I did a whole video on the record labels and privatized prison and the people that own both being the same thing. I got demonetized for that. Yeah, I don't live in the hood, but I don't live in the hood, Hillary. I don't know, you must be new here, but I don't live in the hood. But that don't mean I don't understand the issue. God damn. Loud as a bitch. Come on, man. No, it's not your beliefs. It's right and it's wrong. Feel me? It ain't your beliefs. It's right and it's wrong. And you're wrong. You're wrong. Look at this. Look at this dumbass shit right here. Who you think put this play together right here? Look at
I'm
this.
streaming right now. What is you doing?
I'm here to drop off the fucking thing.
Hold on. Hold on, man. Let them finish doing what they doing. That shit loud as a bitch. I did answer. You say I can't get mad at your beliefs. I said you're wrong. I can't get mad at your beliefs when your beliefs. It's not about beliefs. It's fact versus fiction. You know what I mean? It's fact and fiction. You know, it's real and it's fake. It's truth and it's false. And what you're saying is false. And what I'm saying is the truth. That's what it is. Let them drop this car. That shit loud as shit. Hit that like button, y'all. Yeah, I don't vote Democrat, Hillary. It's not about this ain't Democrat or Republican, man. I don't think the Democrats put crack cocaine in the neighborhood. You know, because all of this stems from that. So if you go back, right? If you go back and just follow the history. If you go back and follow the history from slavery to redlining to Jim Crow to the Civil Rights Movement to the execution of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Black Panthers to the crack epidemic, to mass incarceration, to the welfare. Yo, we got a long history. And like, yo, you can really trace it from start to fucking finish. You can trace it from start to finish and really put your finger on the issues of how it happened. What's up, bro? You broke your finger or something?
No, I think I'm in stitches.
What the fuck happened?
I was doing something on the pot and I sliced the shit out of my finger. Fucking the whole part of my skin's in.
Dang.
Yeah. Some shit. Yeah. Should be good.
Yeah, it'd be good. Hey.
I do the same to my pinky, bro, on the same hand.
Yeah,
I keep smacking that motherfucker.
This gotta be first aid. Yeah, yo, this ain't got nothing to do with Democrat or Republican, man. This is universal. Yeah, man. Universally known that crack epidemic and the war on drugs, which was the war on black people, is what created the situations that we are currently still in. Yo, people gotta remember, yo, this is a 50-year in the making issue. I mean, this issue is 50 years in the making. This just started back in shit. I'm gonna tell you when the issue started. The issue started when Malcolm X and Martin Luther King was murdered. That's when the issue started, y'all. So we go all the way back to the 60s. This is a 60-year, at least a 60-year issue. It's a 60-year problem, man. It ain't gonna get fixed overnight. It ain't gonna get fixed overnight, man. Hell no. No the fuck he ain't, Dio. Nope, hell no. We already got our candidates for the Atlanta problem. Young Thug is not on the list. he would not be getting moved to Baltimore, man. Straight up. Young Thug can't come. I'm sorry. You gotta stay in Atlanta with the rats. But no, though, I ain't even want to spend that much time on this shit. But whenever you put Trump name in the title, you get all the, the Trump supporters. And I would vote Trump over Kamala Harris. You feel me? I'd do it even with all the shit he's doing now. Yeah, but we're not going to sit back and act like every decision he make is right. Like, yo, he don't know the issues in the black community. He don't know. He don't have anybody in his cabinet to explain it to him. He don't have anybody. Ain't nobody around Trump that can be like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, Donald, this ain't the route to go. Or maybe he don't care. Maybe, you know, it's money in locking black people up, you know. Privatized prisons is real. Baby, I'm not answering no more of your questions. I told you call me, man. I told you call me, man. It ain't no all Democrats.
I hate to interrupt you. Could you help me with something real quick?
What's up?
I just need you to unscrew this fucking plug. Keep fucking setting back. My hands are fucked.
Now, why these motherfuckers send me all we out Ohio today?
You went to Ohio?
Yeah, then look, then when I came back, I mean I ain't had no problem with that. I came back and had another call. Then they tried to send me out Waynesburg, talking about hurry up out there. How the fuck am I hurry up out Wayne? That shit an hour away.
Wait, Waynesburg?
I ain't never been out there.
Oh, wait a second. They sent you to Ohio, like, to work on it?
No, just I had a drop off.
Oh, yeah, so you had a tow off?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. That's fucking badass.
Yeah, but how you gonna tell me rush out Waynesburg? It's an hour away. You can't rush an hour for a battery. For a
jump.
Yeah. Which one me to do? That right here?
This one right here. Just watch that side.
This one?
Yep. Here, you may sit you up on the truck.
Nah, that's a good shit now, right there. Spinning.
That's what I mean. Hope it's fucked up. I've never seen the hose fucking do that.
I don't know.
Bro, I had nothing good today. I took one car to Moon Township, and that's it. That's like, you know where Robinson is?
No.
I
don't know what that is.
You know where the north side is? Yeah, you do. You know where the north side of Pittsburgh is. Where are you from? Oh, that's why.
Why the fuck is his name? She's spinning like this.
That shit's about to get yanked back in the shop, bro. 4 seconds.
Damn, they got it all.
Yeah, nothing good. I only did like 6 calls, 7 calls.
I ain't do that like this. Like, all be out that motherfucker.
How many you do?
5.
Yeah, we're around the same. Keep pissed. I'm pissed that I keep slicing my fucking finger.
You slice your finger on this?
Yeah.
What the fuck you ready to try to set me up for?
Yes, bro. We both gotta do it.
This shit just spinning, bro.
He said, what the fuck you trying to set me up with? What the fuck, man? Yeah, there's all night.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
But the bitch ain't spinning. I mean, it's spinning. But shit's harder than it needs to be.
Oh, I was trying to just spray off the fucking truck.
I don't know, ain't like I survived, right? I ain't ready to be sitting here spinning this motherfucking fast.
I'm just gonna wrap this bitch back up. Wrap that shit around. This shit
I ain't ready to be doing that.
Call it a fucking day.
It shouldn't be that damn difficult.
No, not at all.
And I'm back to but those parties so conservative is the way to go. Man, independent is the way to go. That's the way to go. Independent. I don't register. I don't register as Democrat. or Republican. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just sick of people. I'm just sick of ignorance, man. If people think that deploying the National Guard to Baltimore, Chicago, what else? Oakland, what other city he got on here? There's a few cities he named. Just for them to be there for 2 weeks or a month is going to stop crime. He's getting bad information. Or maybe the objective's not even to solve crime. Yo, do y'all know what stop and frisk did to residents of New York? Do y'all know? New Orleans. And no lady, what's up, baby? Fuck you been at? Do y'all know what stop and frisk did? You know, stop and frisk slowed crime down too. But you know what it did to the kids that had to go through that? It made them not trust police. It made them, matter of fact, I'll show you. The negative effects of stop and frisk. Stop and frisk ruined lives. Y'all see this? It was upside down. Listen to it. The negative effects of stop and frisk included widespread psychological harm, anxiety, depression, fear to individuals and communities, eroded trust between police and the public, and the disproportionate targeting and harassment of communities of color, leading to racial disparities and human rights violations. It is also an ineffective tool for public safety, rarely uncovering weapons and potentially leading to increased cynicism, civic disengagement, and an even stronger cycle of violence. Did y'all know that? You know, people praise stop and frisk. You know, crime was down. See, what people gotta realize is you gotta weigh the good with the bad. You know, is it worth it? It's oversaturating the community with police to solve to slow down crime for 3 weeks or 3 months worth the years long effects that's gonna have on the people that's enduring it. You know what I mean? Is it really gonna work? Is it worth it? Was mass incarceration worth it? Like, yo, that's the shit that people not understanding. Yo, like, it's always pros and it's cons. And when you over police, yo, the cons is gonna be way more devastating. You understand? The cons is gonna override the pros. So, all right. In the time that the National Guard was in D.C., there weren't no murders for 2 weeks. But what about the kids that watch their parents get mistreated? You know, get harassed, get searched unjustly. You know, get their civil rights violated. You know, kids be watching. Y'all think people forget that the kids watching, man. These kids got eyes and they got their own mind. That. They got their own mind, man. Come on, YouTube pause the chat. YouTube be out of line with that shit. Because they can shoot on sight and get away with it. That's what the National Guard can do. They can shoot and get away with it. Stop right hand corner, 3 dots, scroll down. What? Maybe it will stop them from acting like their parents. No, it won't. It might make them worse than their parents. William, Nora, you dumbass. Won't you listen and stop talking? Because that just sounds stupid. Watching your parents get mistreated by the police is going to make, what you say? Stop them from acting like their parents. Know what it's going to make? It's going to create a distrust in police at an early age. It's going to make them, you stupid as shit. My president, I don't look like that dude, right? Yeah, it's going to make them not trust the police. You know, yo, we're raised. No, why I ain't trust the police? Because I seen police mistreating people. You know, I was getting harassed by the police before I was committing crimes. You know, it might be 10 of us walking down the street, police pull up on us. We ain't even doing nothing. We might be going to the basketball court. You feel me? They pull up on us, get up on a car, searching this person, throwing this person down on the ground, lying, saying you fit the description of a crime or a criminal. That's what makes people not like the police. The police broke the trust first, for the people that don't know. It's not the community. You can't blame the community for not supporting the police because they don't support the community. And that's what they were supposed to be there to do. That's what they do in the white communities. That's what they do in affluent communities. They support the community. But they don't, in our community, they're not there to support. They're there to harass. They're there to arrest. You understand? We just did a live the other day where we was talking about the gun trace task force and seeing all the bullshit that they was doing. They was planting guns on people, planting drugs on people, killed people, lied about it in paperwork. This is our police. I don't know about the police in your community. Matter of fact, I do. Because I seen them. Because I live in them communities now. But the problem is you don't know about the police in my community. You think the police in your community is the same ones in my community, and it's not. If you was in my community, you wouldn't like the police either. I guarantee you. If you was born and raised in the communities and seen some of the things I seen, you wouldn't like the motherfuckers either. I remember a couple years ago, me and my man, it was like 3 of us in the car. This is around the public unrest. You know, we're gonna call it that. Where the whole world was, you know, you had to back the blue, you had to defund the police, and you know, you had all that shit going on. And we riding down the street, right? We riding down Rogers. We on Rogers and Ricestown Road. Right there by the fuck is that right there? Is that a Family Dollar? CVS? It was a 7-Eleven right there at the time. Right there where the 7-Eleven used to be. For people in Baltimore. We ride past, right? It's a dude on the ground like this. You feel me? He on the ground, arms open, legs spread. He ain't a threat to nobody. You heard me? Police. What the fuck is that? Some wild looking bugs out here. Police got the gun on him. Don't fucking move. He's shaking though. He's scared as a bitch. I'm like, yo. So we ride up. My man like, yo, what the fuck we gonna do, yo? Big Doug, what it do? My man like, yo, what we gonna do, yo? We gonna stop or we gonna keep going? I'm like, yo, fuck it, we gonna get out. So we get out. Because at the time, wasn't nobody right there. I think the police would have killed yo. And if yo was to see this video, he know what I'm talking about. We hop straight out. Police like this, don't fucking move. So the dude like, yo, what the fuck is you doing? Like, yo, you doing too much. So, in the process of all that, more police units pulls up. So, what I end up finding out happening was, they was in like a stolen car or something. And the other guys got out and ran. Yo got caught for whatever reason. So when other police pulled up, they running, but they see this motherfucker is shaking. So now, you know, like you making the situation bigger than it gotta be because the situation is actually handled. Dude is on the ground like this. He ain't a threat to nobody. He's on the ground, hands out, legs spread, face down. You heard me. he ain't a threat to nobody, but this police officer is scared to death. So when the other police come, they see how this officer is responding. So now they carrying the same energy. You understand? This is how people get killed for no reason. This is how people get killed unarmed. Because the police was fucking scared to death, man. You understand what I'm saying? So, being that person on the ground, if that happened to you, right? How would you respond to police moving forward? Alright, you was in the wrong. You did something wrong. But you gave up. But this motherfucker's bait. I put this on everything, yo. If we didn't get out, I think he'd have been dead. Shorty would have shot him. Because that police officer was that fucking scared for absolutely no reason. Dude, like, yo, you doing too much. Like, yo, what the fuck is you doing? He ain't a threat. You can't be a threat with your arms open and your legs wide, face down. Like, I think that is probably the most defenseless position you can fucking be in. But this officer was scared to death, man. But what I'm saying is, that's not a one-off. You know, that is like a recurring thing. Like, this happens often. You know, what if you imagine walking down the street, police pull up on you, strip you in the middle of the street, out that bitch, whole pants down. This shit they used to do, man. Probably still do it. You ain't got no drugs, you just left out the house. You ain't committed a crime. Know what their excuse is? Oh, this a high crime neighborhood. What? So, just because it's a high crime neighborhood, you treating everybody like criminals? I could get up and go to work every day. I ain't never committed a crime in my life. Because what people don't understand is, most people in these communities never even committed crimes. It's way more people that live in high crime environments that don't commit crimes than it is that do. Hey, y'all, fuck my blacks up. I ain't got no black enough. Yeah, I got black. Hold on. Yo, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Yeah, we ain't even supposed to be talking about this for this long. But I just be tired of ignorance. Especially from black people, y'all. I just said that to say, yo, that the National Guard going to any of these cities is not the solution. It's a temporary fix to a permanent problem. Don't you know how they say, yo, you don't make emotional. What the fuck is the term? You don't make permanent decisions off of temporary feelings. It's just like that. You don't make permanent decisions off of temporary feelings. It's the same concept. You understand? This is an issue that's been going on for 60 years. In the making. It's been in the making for 60 years. Yo, adding more police is a temporary fix. Temporary. Because eventually, y'all, it's the environment that's corrupted. That's how the police get corrupted. The police get corrupted by the environment. When you're in an environment where it's guns, drugs, murder, mayhem, lack of resources, yo, eventually the police turn. You know what I mean? They turn too. That's how you get dirty cops and corrupt police forces. The environment shapes you, it molds you. And if you're in this environment too long, yo, chances are, it's not 100%, but chances are, yo, that environment is going to shape your reality, or in one way or another. It might be mental or it could be physical. But eventually that environment is going to get you to a point where you're going to start looking at things different. Like, I'm not in Baltimore. I ain't nowhere where I got problems at. You feel me? But I stare in my rearview mirror. You know why? Because that's what the fuck I learned in Baltimore. You better watch that rear view. Motherfucker might pull up, jump out and rob you, take your car. You understand what I'm saying? You better watch that rear view. Motherfucker might jump out. Yeah, anything could happen. You understand what I'm saying? And I ain't in the streets. I ain't selling no drugs. I ain't doing nothing outside of going to work and taking care of my children. But I done been through some things mentally. You know what I mean? And once you go through some things mentally, yo, it's hard to move past that shit. You know what I mean? PTSD. That shit real, man. Trauma. You know, the brain can only endure so much trauma, y'all. And you growing up in environments where all you see is death and murder and drug selling. Chances are you might become a statistic too. Of the same things that you seen. It's just how it goes. Like, yo, people make it. Yeah, but way more people die. Way more people die. I know a lot of dead people, y'all. A lot of them. Like, I couldn't even name them all. This shit I be going on for days. And I ain't talking about die from old age. I'm talking about die from gunshot wounds. I'm talking about murder. Early ages. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. It took me to get to probably like 34, 35. Till I start having friends that died from like sicknesses. You understand what I'm saying? From the age of like 12 all the way up until then, niggas is getting murdered, man. First time I seen a nigga lay dead in the street, I was in middle school. Might have been MF, I was in elementary school. Wasn't in middle school, I might have been like the 5th grade. There's people that seen it before that. Man, hell yeah, man. Yo, the feds don't solve problems, man. Yo, police don't solve. Yo, police are a reactionary tool. You know what I mean? That's not good. I told you, your crime has to be started at the root. You can't stop crime after it happens. You know, does that make sense to people? You can't stop crime after it happens. The police don't stop crime. They solve crime. So, why are you bringing more problem solvers? Or you bring solutions instead of fixing the problem. You know, you bringing people after the crime already then presented itself. That's not going to stop anything, yo. Yeah, but I want to talk about Charleston White. Switch gears. Hit the like button. Hit the cash app. They part of the problem. They is part of the problem. Because when you got a community that's already don't trust the police and you bring in more police, then, yo, you going to have a clash. Because, yo, for the longest time, yo, you know, it was a time we used to let police used to beat us with clubs and stick dugs on us and spray us with water holes, and we ain't do nothing. We ain't say nothing. We just accepted it. Eventually, it's only but so much disrespect of people going to take. That's just anybody. You know what I mean? Like, how much disrespect, how much mistreatment did America expect the black community to take from the police that was supposed to be there to serve and protect before it get to a point where people like, man, fuck the police. You know what I mean? How long y'all think that shit was gonna last, yo? Yo, you can't do anything for 40 years and get away with it and it not get addressed and it not get, you know, what world, I mean? What world y'all living in? Yeah, but I want to talk about Charleston White mother. I want to talk about Charleston White mother. I want to talk about Tootie Raw. Because I don't like how fuck out of here. I don't like how Mike Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather. I don't see that shit, man. Damn. Sierra legally changed her son with Future last name to Wilson. Joe, what the fuck? Yo, that is extremely disrespectful, man. That's extremely disrespectful. That's crazy. That's crazy. Damn. What the fuck was I just ready to say? Oh yeah, Charleston White. I want to talk about Charleston White mother. Because he talks about everybody else mother. Let me show you what Charleston White said about Mama Duck. Alright, bro. Oh shit, it's 11:26. Time for me to get off. YW Portland offers shocking plea deal. Hold on, let's.
Okay, Brian, craziest touchdown ever.
Hold on, Bolton is offering a plea deal. We gonna get the Charleston White.
Well, at this time, I gotta see what an already provided to your honor.
All right, let me go back on the record. This is State versus Cortland Henry, 19-1871 CF10A and 23-10643 CF10A. I continue to have Ms. Collins, Mr. Griffiths present for the state, Mr. Haddad present for Mr. Henry, who continues to be present. State, yes.
As for State, we look at this point, what has been provided to your honor previously in reference to State's Exhibit 1 and 2.
Yes, it.
On your files, Exhibit State already discussed, your honor reviewed by stipulation of parties including evidence.
Okay, is there any objection? All right, without objection, Ms. Wilcox, we'll call this State's A for identification. Is going to be in evidence only for the purposes of this hearing. That's State's Exhibit 1.
I have talked to the state. I have had to keep it either they might go.
We have no objection to that.
That's before, because there's a significant, number one, I don't want him to feel any pressure. But number two, I got 250 citizens coming in here Wednesday morning, and there's
Tuesday afternoon is fine, your honor.
yeah, if need be.
I have here at 3:30.
It's fee hearings, you.
Yeah, so I don't really have to say.
But I'm going to be here, right? Okay. All right, so Mr. Henry, listen, I'm going to put you under oath and ask you some questions, okay? It's only going to be as it relates to the state's offer, and it's only as to make sure that you understand the state's offer and you understand the charges that you're facing here. We're not going to talk about anything else. So just listen to my questions and answer the questions, okay? Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Okay, you can put your hand down. Please state your full name. How old are you? How far did you go in school?
Yo, damn, yo, these motherfuckers young as shit, yo. 26 years old. Yo, Melly been locked up since he been like 19 or something.
Understand the English language. Are you presently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol? Have you ever been treated for a mental illness? Are they giving you any medication in the jail right now? All right. How are you feeling this morning? Your head is clear? You understand what's going on? All right, so Mr. Henry, listen, you got two cases. I'm going to go one at a time. In case number 19-1871 CF10A, right now, you charge as follows. Counts 1 and 2 is murder in the first degree with a firearm. Those are capital felonies, which means it's a mandatory life sentence. If the jury convicts you of count 1 or count 2 as charged, That's life in Florida State Prison. I have no discretion. Count 3 and count 4 are accessory after the fact to murder in the first degree. Those are each first degree felony. The maximum penalty for each of those is 30 years in Florida State Prison. Okay? In your other case, which is case number 23-10643 CF10A, you're charged as follows. Count 1 is tampering with a witness in a capital felony. That is punishable by life in Florida State Prison.
Dang.
All right? As the maximum penalty. Count 2 is directing the activities of a criminal gang. That's a first degree felony punishable by life. So the maximum penalty there is also life in Florida State Prison. Count 5 is conspiracy to commit tampering. And again, as it's charged, that is also a life felony. The maximum penalty is life in Florida State Prison. And lastly, count 7 is unlawful use of a two-way communication device. As that's charged, the second degree felony. The maximum penalty is 15 years in Florida State Prison. So right now, as to all the charges that you're facing, the maximum possible penalties are as follows. It's life in Florida State Prison, followed by 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 75 years in Florida State Prison. Do you understand the charges and the maximum possible penalties involved? Okay. So, Mr. Henry, the state is telling me that they're extending an offer to you, and the offer is as follows. In case number 19-1871 CF10A, they're going to null process or drop counts 1 and 2, both first-degree murder charges. Okay? And in exchange for that, as to counts 3 and 4, in that case, the accessory after the fact to murder in the first degree, you're going to plead no contest to both of those. And as to the 4 counts in case number 23-10643 CF10A, you're going to plead no contest to all 4 of those counts. And in exchange for all of that, the state is offering that I would adjudicate you guilty and sentence you to the bottom of your sentencing guidelines, which is 195.45 months, about 16, it's a shade over 16 years and 3 months. 16 years and 3 months. All of those sentences will run concurrently, that is at the same time with each other. I would give you credit for all the time that you have served, understanding that you have a lot less credit time on the 23 case because it's a newer case. So that is what would be controlling. Whatever credit time you have on the 23 case, you can subtract that from the 100 and...
He actually has more time on the 23 case than the 19.
Oh, okay. Well, whichever case you have more time, less time in custody, that's what would happen. And you get the credit for all the time that you've served. And again, that sentence would be 16 years, a shade over 16 years, 3 months in Florida State Prison. I would have to order restitution. The state would tell me the amount of that restitution. That restitution would be joint several with any of your other co-defendants. If any of your other co-defendants were convicted at trial or entered pleas. In other words, the restitution
I
has
gotta
to be
punch
paid
out.
once, but each person's responsible for 100% of it. All right, but as soon as it's paid, it's paid. I would have to impose mandatory court costs in each case, and I would have to impose a mandatory cost of prosecution in each case, which is $100. So, Mr. Henry, do you understand the offer that the state is making to you? Okay, the 16 years, 3 months, and a shade more. So I'm going to pause on it at this point, Mr. Henry. It's going to give you some time, whether that be tonight or also over the weekend, to talk to your lawyers about it. Make sure they answer all your questions, talk to your family about it, so you can make a decision as to what you want to do. Now, let me explain this to you, sir. I can't make the state make you an offer, and I can't make you accept any offer.
I say no.
I'm just the referee, okay? This is a business decision between you, your lawyers, and the state. And if you want to accept it and resolve both cases that way, that's fine with me. And if you want to have a trial in both cases, that's fine with me too. It doesn't matter to me in any way, shape, or form. But whether it be tomorrow when I see you tomorrow, and then Ms. Wilcox, she already has tomorrow at 9 o'clock, that'll remain on. But I'll put them on both cases as well next Tuesday, which is September the 9th. Let's just call it 1:30 in the afternoon. September the 9th at 1:30 in the afternoon, we'll call it trial status in both cases. That's when we're gonna have to finish this conversation, Mr. Henry, and you're gonna have to tell me that either that you understand the offer that the state's making, that your lawyers have answered your questions about it, and then you're gonna have to tell me what your decision is, whether you want to accept the offer or whether you want to reject the offer. Mr. Henry, the one additional thing that I like to talk to people who are sitting in this situation that you're sitting in right now and have this conversation is as follows. The reason that I'm doing this is because I want the record to be clear what the state's offer was, and the record to be clear that you understood it and that you had enough time to talk to your lawyers about it. You had enough time to talk to your family about it. You weren't under any pressure to make a decision, whatever you thought was in your best interest. Because it goes kind of like this. And I'm sure your lawyers can speak to it better than I can. If you accept the state's offer, that's fine. And again, if you don't accept it, that's fine too. But if you don't accept it, and one of these trials doesn't go your way, and you end up with life in Florida State Prison, which is a mandatory sentence on a lot of these counts, usually people in that situation, then they'll file what's called a motion for post-conviction relief, and they'll say, hey, Judge, my lawyer never told me. I didn't know that I could resolve all this for 16 years and 3 months. And if they would have told me that, I would have done it. And now I'm sitting here with a life sentence. So that's the reason I'm having this conversation now. So the record's going to be crystal clear on that issue. If it doesn't go your way, that argument's not going to be available to you to come back and say, hey, my lawyers didn't tell me about this, or I didn't know about this. So that's why I'm talking to you about it now. So, Mr. Henry, do you have any questions for me about the maximum possible penalties involved and what the state's offer is to you as we're talking about it right now? Okay. All right. So I'm going to pause on that part of the conversation, and we'll finish that other part of the conversation either tomorrow or next Tuesday afternoon. I'm going to leave you on for tomorrow, all pending motions, which is September the 5th at 9 o'clock. I have one other matter that I need to handle prior to that with Mr. Gibson and Mr. Percio. I don't imagine that's going to take too long. And then I'll be right with you all tomorrow. And then Ms. Wilcox, we're going to put both of Mr. Henry's cases on Tuesday, September the 9th, 1:30 p.m. We'll call that trial status, and he remains set for trial in both cases on Wednesday, September the 10th at 9 o'clock, understanding that if we go forward with the trial, it's going to be on the murder case, the 19-1871 CF-10A. State, is there anything else that you need me to do regarding Mr. Henry today? Mr. Annette, anything else you need me to do regarding Mr. Henry today?
They don't have no evidence on him.
Okay. All right. So,
they don't have no evidence on him, man. They trying to use him. They trying to use him to stick metal. What evidence they got on Borland? They might got evidence on that witness tampering, but I don't think they actually give him life for that. Depending on his criminal history. But yeah, we ready to talk about Charleston White mother on the ride home, y'all. We gotta discuss this shit. So Charleston White, Mama Duck.
And I'm saying, homie, with nothing else. If you don't like nothing else, homie, I knew nothing of Tuka and FPG Duck until now. And when I heard about they mamas, when I heard about those kids, mamas, and how they were being treated, nigga, I showed love. Even though I don't know nothing about King Von Mama, y'all gonna show love to Von Mama. I didn't have that chance. But nigga, the one that I had at my fingertips, when I first made a video saying, man, I heard about this kid Tuka. How the fuck can y'all be saying this shit? Nigga, his mama.
And I think with that part being said, the only thing that kind of like, I guess, bothers the Chicago community is like, if you go do that, you gotta do that for everybody.
I ain't gotta do that. Y'all go do it.
That's the reason.
So what Chicago is suck my dick. Because how you gonna put that on me when y'all ain't even done a little what I done done?
Okay, right.
How you gonna dictate what I'm gonna do with my heart when you don't even have it in your heart to do it? You don't even have it in your heart to do it. How you gonna dictate my heart? And I'm saying, homie, from the knowledge I got, King Von was a killer. My mama had had 2 sons locked up for murder, and my mama let everybody know I'm not in agreement in what my son's done.
So this is the issue, right? You see how he praises his mother. Shara, what's up, baby? I've been about an hour and a half. He praises his mother, right? But his mother got 2 sons that got arrested for murder. But listen how he talks about King Von mother, or Mama Duck, or Julio Fulio mother. We're gonna listen to all of it.
But look.
But listen to how he praises his mother though.
So this is what I'm saying. You can't make me care about King Von mama. Fuck that bitch. I don't give a fuck about his mama. Y'all love his mama. I don't.
You know Von and Duck was like counting.
I don't know that.
What you don't know?
I don't know that.
I'm telling you.
But I don't give a damn about it. I helped his mama. Why do I need to know about 2 dead ass niggas? I don't give a fuck about Duck or Von. I helped this living mama. Fuck them dead niggas that preached about killing niggas. Give a fuck what they was. Why y'all not helping their mama? Why a nigga from Texas got to pay his mama car note? Why? And y'all want to tell me what I'm going to do with my money?
Yeah, you want to do it because you...
I didn't... No. She asked me.
No. She asked
you. Goddamn not how I know that bitch need a car note paid. How the fuck I know she need a car note paid if she don't ask? You think I'm calling and asking, do you need your car note paid?
Right. That's why I say I ain't gonna say...
Come on, homie. So this is what I'm saying. Nigga, not one of my homeboy mama, y'all will never have to help in Texas, nigga. Nigga, I'm tired of helping. So I can say fuck whoever mama, nigga. And I kill a bitch behind me saying fuck they mama. I done helped them bitches. So somebody else helped them hoe. And I ain't fucked now bitch and coulda fucked the bitch. So y'all go help the bitch. Since y'all got so much to say. Bitch, give me back the money then, hoe. Fuck ass bitch. I ain't have to help now more you rotten ass hoe. Bitch, my mama ain't got a bunch of kids that died. Bitch, all you hoes buried your baby. Fuck y'all pain, bitch. Give me back my goddamn money, hoe. Or suck my dick, bitch.
And DJ, you a fuck boy for allowing this on his platform. That's why I don't respect it. Yeah, I haven't been respecting DJ U for at least, when the fuck he did this video? Oh, 2 years ago? Yeah, at least 2 years, y'all. I've been calling DJ U out for being a fucking clown. So how you allow Charleston White to come on your platform and disrespect people that you interviewed or close to or had any kind of fuck it. Disrespect people from your city. Yeah, but he ain't done. Hold on. Let me plug my Bluetooth up real quick. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit the cash app too. Listen to this nigga. Yo, cause he's the biggest hypocrite I've ever seen in my life. Wait, mail.
Shit, nigga, I keep a motherfucking dog. Nigga, I keep a motherfucking dog, nigga. Nigga, I keep a motherfucking dog.
Now that shit was a play, right? But hold on. Let me show y'all what he said about where the fuck my light at? Hold on, y'all. Just had a fucking lighter. Let me show y'all what he said about Julio Fulio mother. Check him out.
You can get $25 to $250 in cash advances sent to your account. Download Rant Cash Advance from the App Store today.
How can she be a nurse and learn all this from social media? How does she know so much gonna have her going back to snorting cocaine? One of them.
Hey, listen to this, y'all. What's up, Shawnee?
Oh, man, we're here, man. I think everybody knows why we're here, man. We're back sooner than before, sooner than ever. Everybody knows why we're here, man.
You think they know why we're here? What, you think they know why we're here today? Because we do this shit all the time, Sean. They can't think. They can't know why we're here.
I think fans put two and two together. They see things. They see other interviews I do. They see blogs posting it. They see your name being brought up.
Okay, let's talk then. Let's see why we're here then.
So what are you wearing right now? Is this a doctor suit?
Man, this is a new doctor suit, homie. Dr. Umar Johnson got a bullshit doctorate degree. So I've been given an honorary doctorate degree by the nation, homie. I'm the new doctor. I'm the new minister for black people. So I minister healing by way of words. I diagnose them mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and psychologically. I'm an expert in diagnosing.
Oh, okay. Because at first, I know Julio's mom is a nurse, so I didn't know that was.
I'm a doctor. I ain't no nurse, nigga. Yeah, she got to do what the doctor say do. Yeah, she only went so far. So yeah, she ministered.
I didn't even catch that at first. So Sean Cotton participated in this clown ass shit. He participated, and I think he interviewed Julio's mother. Like, yo, these guys are clowns, yo, culture vultures. I don't like nothing about them. Not even their existence.
Medication is given by the doctor. I minister real healing by way of words.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't belittle a nurse, though, because people, based on Julio's music, people assumed his mom to be a hood rat or...
She is. Some of them little boys in the rap song say they gonna have her going back to snorting cocaine. One of them said in the rap song, I can't think, I heard it the other day. But one of them said something about his mama. And they said she used to snort cocaine in the rap song. So she might have been a hood rat mama. She raised the boy in the ghetto, single parent mom. Boy got put out at 14 years old. Them hood rat babies. Most women who are not hood rats, their children ain't getting put out at 14 years old. They're not ending out on their own at 16 years old. Most mothers are gonna go to extreme measures to keep their children from being in the streets as children, teenagers. So I would assume she's a hood rat mama.
His sister's a teacher.
I don't mean shit. I know plenty of hood rat teachers that work at A.M. Payton, Maud I. Logan, or Sam Houston High School. Them hoes get high and all kind of shit. Nigga, teachers and nurses, man, them ain't nothing but some executive hoes, that's all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your name came up in the interview, and I mean, she voiced her dislike for you. I explained that Julio, you told me Julio threatened you before that, said he was going to smack you.
Why she say she don't like me? She don't know me.
I guess she says you're too old to be doing the things you do on the internet.
She's too old to be getting shot. My mama ain't never been shot. My grandmama ain't never been shot. My mama house ain't never been shot up. She too old to not have a man. And she too young to be bearing a son. So who give a fuck if I'm too old to be acting like this online? I'm playing a character. This is not who I am in real life.
Yo, he's not playing a character. Like I told y'all, yo, you can't separate character from content, y'all. My character won't allow me to do certain type of content. You can't separate the two. Your character is directly connected to your content, my nigga. If you can get online and say some of these things about some of these women, about some of these children, just about some of these people, yo, your character is flawed. That's who you are. You're not a character at that point. You're a bitch. But we're gonna talk about his mother though, because he has a habit of disrespecting everybody's mother at will. you know, whoever he decides to target. But in the same breath, he praises his mother. Upstanding woman, worked for General Motors, wherever the fuck she worked at. Did everything possible. But yet and still, him and his brother both got arrested on murder charges. I just don't understand what the difference.
Like, I've become a millionaire from playing this cat.
What? Don't really make sense to me. Sound real hypocritical.
So how am I too old to become successful? So let me just say this to Julio mama. I had no idea who your son was. I heard his music. And at the time, he just had made a polarizing song at a graveyard with dead people. So when I saw this, he was just making this song. Who wouldn't be about that? So she's meaning. So let me just say this. Her son threatened me as a young man, and I'm an older man, close to her age. Her disrespectful demon son said that he was going to do physical harm to me because I commented about a video he made. He said he would slap me. I wouldn't have no problem with me and my son done threaten him. So she got to be a hood rat mama. I sat and listened to that woman make justifications and excuses for her son's behavior. Not once did she hold him accountable.
Yo, that's not what happened, yo. Julio mother took full accountability for everything that her son was doing. She never agreed with it. She told him about it. She did everything that she could possibly do, yo, to sway her son away from the street life. But Charleston White mother didn't. Charleston White mother allowed him to get swept away by TV. I mean, TV and music influenced Charleston White to kill an innocent man or play a role in killing an innocent man. But yet his mother is this upstanding woman. Man, hell no, I think she could have did better. I think Charleston White's mother did a horrible job of raising him. Yo, my mother wouldn't even... Yo, if I was getting money like this online, yo, my mother would be fucking highly upset with me, man. Highly upset. He bought his mother a car off this money. Yo, I don't even... Yo, it's some mothers in the world. Yo, it's some mothers in the world, right? That if you selling drugs, yo, they don't want $1. They don't want $1, man. I don't want no drug money. Keep that shit. Charleston White is basically getting drug money. Like this money that he's making, pushing ignorance, nonsense, fuckery, is the equivalent of drug money. But yet his honorable mother, that he talks about so dearly, allowed her son to buy her a car off of this shit. That man had disrespected dead people, children. That man had disrespected everybody. But your mother is upstanding citizen. Yo, it's mothers in the world that wouldn't want to touch that money. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to participate in that. Because if I take money from you, I'm participating. That means I'm co-signing your behavior. Because I know where your money came from. I know you got your money for pushing fuckery. I don't want that car, son. If his mother was really upstanding like he says she is, she'd have turned that shit down. His mother ain't no different than the mothers he talking about. She might be worse.
Me and my brother caught a murder case, Sean, as children.
This is on.
My brother just come home from doing 31 years for a murder he committed at 17 years old. My mother never made excuses for us. When we would complain about...
Yeah, I'm not trying to hear that shit. If your mother was upstanding, yo, it's some kids in the world that ain't never killed nobody. Single mothers raised them. Ain't never killed nobody. Yo, we ain't ready to keep letting you slide with that shit, man. Your mother raised 2 murderers, my nigga. Not 1, but 2. She's a horrible parent. She could have did better. Maybe if she ain't spent so much time at work, she could have raised better children, right? That's why I stand with it. If Charleston White mother didn't spend so much time at work, she could have raised better fucking kids. She wouldn't have let her kids get swept up by motherfucking music videos, MTV, BET, Uncut. Yeah, I mean, NWA, Colors, you know, the movies he talk about, Menace to Society. Because if she was a good mother, she'd have peeped the signs. You know, it's signs to everything. If she'd have spent more time with her boys, she'd have peeped the signs that kids is being influenced by necessary adjustments to make sure her kids didn't go. Both them niggas got locked up for murder. But this is the same man that's getting on platforms disrespecting other mothers whose kids chose the same fucking path. I'm not trying to hear she didn't make no motherfucking excuse. She can't make an excuse. She fucked up. She fucked up. She did bad. She can't make no excuse. But he tries to paint this picture like she is totally innocent in all of this. Nah, fuck no. She could have did better, man. Just like motherfucking Abdul Robinson Sr. Nigga. Your son got locked up for murder, you snitched on him, nigga. That's your son, nigga. You take accountability for that shit too. You raised him better, he wouldn't be in this situation. And I know that's not always the case. But for Charleston White, we're gonna make it the case. Because he has a habit of disrespecting other people's parents who got murdered or chose the street path. So in this situation, we're gonna make that reality. Because how can he say that? You know? Why is it that those mothers couldn't have been unaware as well? They worked too. They were single parents too. Why they can't get the benefit of the doubt? Why are they the worst of the worst for the route that their kids chose to take? But your mother is an honorable woman for the route that her kids chose to take. And both routes landed them in the same place. Both routes that Charleston White took, his brother took, Julio Fulio took, King Von took, it landed them in the same place, y'all. One landed, one in the graveyard, one in the prison system. But people died on both ends. What makes his parents better? I think they are the same. If that's how we ranking them.
About it's hard on us, and my mother would remind us that you guys are responsible for taking somebody's life. I still get to come see you, son. That other mother can't go see her baby. I don't hear that woman talking like that. I heard that woman make excuses for him making a song at a graveyard. What she say? Oh, that wasn't a real graveyard. Come on, mama. That's why that boy dead. And he got killed in a horrible way. So I know she can't sleep good at night. That's one of those mothers who condone their children's wrongdoing. When my brother committed a murder case, my mama made him turn himself in. My brother committed a murder case. My mama made him turn himself in.
That was fucking stupid. The fuck you talking about? It like that's some audible shit. Man, that's dumb as a motherfucker. Fuck that. I'm glad she wasn't my mother. Fuck. She ain't protecting her children. His job as a parent is supposed to be not feed your kids to the motherfucking wolves. I think that was a horrible decision by his mother. She fed her kids to the fucking system. And she failed in raising them. She failed in raising them correctly, then fed them to the system. Told Charleston White to snitch. And my mother ain't never told me to tell. I put my mother on live and had a conversation. Who remember that live? I say mine. When I went through what I went through, was there ever a time when you told me to testify or snitch? She's like, no, I don't think that's something I would have said. Man, fuck no. You know what my mother told me to do when I got locked up? Son, don't tell nobody your case. Saved my life. His mother helped him throw his life away. And he tried to paint it like she audible. Man, fuck no. She was a horrible parent. Horrible, horrible parent. One of the worst. Look at the son she raised. Nigga online clout chasing at 50. Still trying to find himself. He finally found himself. Nigga took your 50 years to figure out who he is. A fuck boy. It took your 50 years to realize he was a fuck boy. Hey yo, this shit crazy. Damn, yo, I ain't know it took that long, yo. She probably knew at birth. But she fucking birthed this bitch ass.
Because my mother don't condone our wrongdoing. Mama say what's right is right and wrong is wrong. So when mama want to know who's right and who's wrong, so I'm listening to his mama.
Look at this lucky lady playing slots before she.
I'm listening to his mama.
Yo, if I was my mother would be highly upset if I turned out like Charleston White. Yeah, my mother called me about some of the things I say online now. And I don't talk nowhere. Yo, if I was talking like this, I don't need to think. My mother probably would cut me off, man. Because I ain't raised you like that, son. I ain't raised you to be a bitch online. You know what I mean? I raised you with morals, principles, integrity. I ain't raised you to be dissing dead people. You know what I mean? I didn't raise you to disrespect somebody's child that died. I can't co-sign that. Charles White mother co-signs his behavior by taking gifts from him. She an accomplice. She's an accomplice to the fuck shit.
I'm saying, man, that's one of them ghetto hoes. Cause if she a nurse, why she didn't get out the ghetto? Why she leave him stuck out there?
She did get out the ghetto.
I remember I used to run away from home at 13 years old.
Look.
Every house I went to, every friend I knew.
Yo, I ain't never ran away from home, yo. I ain't never ran away from home. Why you running away from home, yo? You got a good house. Your mother upstanding woman. She couldn't fix that. She couldn't figure out what the issues was. I mean, that's what good parents do, yo. Good parents figure out what the problem is and fix it. You know what I mean? That's what a good parent does. I just think she could have been a better parent. I do. I don't think she no different than any other parent he talking about. We gotta put them all in the same boat. Yo, hit that like button, y'all. We only got 52 likes. Hit the like button. Talking about Charleston White mother, man. She did horrible. She raised 2 murderers. 2 vicious killers. Demons. Charleston White mother raised 2 demons, y'all. I didn't know you can give birth to a demon. Well, what was that movie, yo? Where the girl gave birth to the demon. Y'all remember that movie? What was the name of the movie, yo, where the lady gave birth to the demon child, man? That's Charleston White mother.
Knew my mama went to their house. So when I came to their house, guess what? They mama and they big brother them saying, man, your mama was over here looking for you. You can't stay here. Miss White, he over here. And let me just say this, my nigga. My mama don't know what we doing in the streets.
Why?
How does this woman know so much about what her...
Why? What you, yo, that's more bad parenting. Yo, that is more bad parenting. You're supposed to have an idea. If you don't know, you're supposed to at least have an idea. You're supposed to at least have an idea, man. Maybe she was just too busy working. You know, she ain't really had time for her kids. You know, she was one of them mothers. She ain't really had time for her kids. She was more worried about focused on working. Kids up this bitch running talk about fuck the police, listen to NWA. You know what I mean? Charles White, the NWA influenced him into doing something stupid. Dumbass nigga. Turn told on him.
What her son doing in the streets if she don't know nothing about it?
I think social media played a big part.
Man, so my mom ain't on social media. How do social media play a big part? How can she be a nurse and learn all this from social media? How does she know so much about her son's street activity?
I think all the parents knew, and Young and Ace and Queso and all these parents knew each other.
Wasn't Queso daddy involved in one of the murders?
Bibby's son. I mean, Bibby's dad.
No. Didn't Queso daddy tell him?
Yep. So Queso allegedly killed Bibby.
So, but Queso daddy is in jail because he was part of the crime, right? So what it sounds like, all these parents, so it sounds like all of these parents, for the most part, condoned it. Because if my son had...
Yeah, let me tell you something. And this goes into the Tootie Raw situation. Yo, you can't parent against the streets. But the thing is, with Charles White mother and why she was a horrible at raising him, she wasn't even parenting against the streets. She couldn't even parent against TV. She couldn't parent against music. That makes her worse than any. That makes her worse than all of them. You couldn't parent against music. You let music influence your children's decision making, and you couldn't write this shit. Tootie Raw just got arrested for handgun violations. Look like several. Boosie is a street dude. Been through probably, everything you can go through street-wise. Prison, everything, murder charges, all that type of shit, So as a parent, right, one of the worst things that you can go through as a parent or see as a parent is your children, especially when you grew up wrong and you made mistakes. One of the worst things you can do or that can happen is your kids choose the same path, right? Now, with Boosie, let me go to every politician did a video on Boosie. I just want to talk about Charleston White mother. We could transition that to, like I said, Tootie Raw. Because now Charleston White is online praising the fact that Tootie Raw is arrested. Said he had it done. Did he have it done? More than likely not. But this go back into his mother parenting again. As a parent to a child, even an adult child, you co-sign this behavior. You co-signing this because you're allowing it to persist. She sold out too. Charles White mother sold out just like he did.
I just got to Atlanta. I got Tootie Raw ass arrested within 2 hours of stepping foot on Atlanta soil. I told y'all I'm gonna get it. I told y'all, say this, somebody gonna get my bag. Somebody gonna get my police bag. I told this Tootie. I told you, you scared me. I'm not finna come to Atlanta and try to do shows and Tootie Raw. Woody, you keep scaring me, I'm gonna revoke your probation. Man, don't scare me, because you can't unscare me once you scare me. How you can't unscare a nigga once you done scared it? Say, listen. I told y'all I'm gonna get that boy to crash out. You should have told your fucking baby mama, you just boosted. The only reason I keep it comical and just don't go in, because you smart, you know how to ignore it. But your son been harassing me, Boosie. He been calling my phone in the middle of the night. He been threatening me, talking about he can't wait to see me. He got on academics page the other day, said he can't wait to see me. I got in Atlanta, and guess what I had to do? Have y'all got that boy yet? Tootie Raw, breaking news, I just got to Atlanta. I got Tootie Raw ass arrested.
Now, Tootie Raw gets arrested. Possession of a sawed-off shotgun, sawed-off rifle, machine gun, dangerous weapon or silencer. So he got caught with a switch. He got locked up with a gun with a switch on it. Yo, Boosie, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Did everything possible. So the reality of it is, right? And see, this is my issue with Charleston White and why I call him a fuckboy and why I say his mother could have did better raising him. The reality is you can't pry against the streets. So is it really Charleston White mother's fault that both her kids got arrested for murder? No. But since he likes to do that with other people's mothers, then yeah, we gonna do that with his. Because I don't understand what makes his mother different. It doesn't matter that she told you turn yourself in. No, but that shit's irrelevant. I think that was a horrible decision. To feed your kids to the wolves. My mother tried to protect me. That's what you're supposed to do as a parent. Protect, right or wrong. Especially as a child. The object is, you don't even want your kids to go wrong. And you're going to do everything possible in order to avoid them from going wrong. But they don't say like his mother did that. But Boosie, we got to go to Urban Politician's page, has admitted he led his son wrong. You know. And that happens a lot of times when you're young, raising children. You know, especially in some of the environments that we grew up in, and you know, some of the things that influence us, we allow it to influence our children. Because when you have a child at a certain age, you know, I wouldn't even recommend having kids before 25. You know, because when you had kids at 18, 19, 16, 17, and you came up on some street shit, more than likely you're going to teach that shit to your child. And one of the worst things you can do is make the streets look like it's fun to a child. Because once the streets get a hold of your child, the streets is going to give him back when they're ready. It ain't really nothing you can do about it. That's how vicious the streets is. That's how vicious the cycle of the streets is. Because it's fun. You understand what I'm saying? Getting in trouble is fun. People jump off of, it's like an adrenaline rush. You know, people jump out of planes. People jump out of it's an adrenaline rush for a child. You know? Fuck with the police, run from them. Give us something to talk about. And you really can't parent against that. Especially when that's what's going on and everybody around the neighborhood is doing it. But Boosie tried. Even after he admitted he made mistakes and tried to right the ship. But what Boosie got to understand is you can't parent against the streets. You can't parent against the streets.
Going out there, what? I need you. They trapping like what? Man, bro, you don't need to be doing that. I need you to come home, bro. I miss you, bro. You need to come home. I'll give you some money. I got a bag for you. I got a bag for you. My son, I'm messing with my son. Because I miss him.
I haven't seen him in forever.
I miss him, so I'm going to mess with him. Till he come home, I'm finna start an argument with him. Yeah.
What are you going to do about that?
Because he don't need to be down there in Baton Rouge. That's where we from, Baton Rouge.
Oh, yeah.
And when he down there, he stresses me out as a dad. I got a bag. He ain't gotta do nothing. We made it out the hood. We made it out. Why would you want to go back? I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. We live in the state. No. I don't get it, bro. He grown now, so you know.
Well, he ain't grown. What is he, 19?
No, he finna be 21. I wouldn't know what to do. My son get a murder charge, bro. Like, I gotta stop him from crashing out, bro. Like, then it worried me more. All them around him clutch. Yeah, me worried as a daddy, bro. Like, nigga, he be hearing me out though, but it's just man, I text that 3-4 paragraphs. Nigga text me out like 3 big paragraphs, man. That man take me back for sure. Never gonna be a fashion to me, bro. It's dangerous. I don't want my son wearing Pooh Shiesties. Bro. Hey, bro. Bro, I'm not on your trail, bro. I'm trying to better you, bro. I don't want nothing to happen to you. You jumping out, then y'all already be jumping.
What did everybody say? No, we talking about Charleston White mother. I think she was a horrible parent. She raised 2 murderers. Why they murdered? None of that should even matter. As a parent, you supposed to find the problems and fix them. You supposed to be the problem solver. She didn't solve the problem. She made it worse. She told him to turn herself in. I just think she could have been a better parent. Could have been a better role model. I mean, you supposed to have a bigger influence in your life than in your kid's life. It shouldn't be no music video, no rap song, no movie should be able to influence your child more than you. And from you let Charleston White tell it, that's what the fuck happened. That man got influenced by movies. We ain't even talking about the streets. We know the streets undefeated. We know the streets undefeated. But to be influenced by a movie, horrible parent. Horrible. She worse than the motherfucking parents who kids ain't never had a chance. You know what I mean? At least they ain't never had a chance. You know, they was dirty from the beginning. Them boys had a chance and she ruined it by not being present. She ruined it by not being present. That's what the fuck happened with Charleston White mother. And I ain't gonna call out a name, you know, because we don't do that over here. But we gonna call it like it is. Like he ain't gonna keep praising his mother while down in other people's mothers when both of them kids took the same motherfucking route. I don't know how people allow him to do that shit for that motherfucking long. It don't matter if they got killed or killed somebody. It's the same motherfucking thing. It's the same thing. Ain't no fucking difference.
Jumping out, then y'all already be jumping out the car. Shoot you with that special.
It's Tootie Raw getting arrested. Damn, shorty. I know Boosie heard about that.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man.
Man, shoot the big ant, man. I know Boosie heard about that. I'm sure that probably is his worst fear, yo. That's what the worst thing you can money. I know that's my worst fear as a father to black boys. Yo, I taught my kids early, yo. Early. Yo, don't follow what I do, man. Straight up, yo. Yo, you better not think about choosing no motherfucking streets. You feel me? But the problem lies where probably Boosie fucked up is early on when he was still learning, he made the streets look fun to his son. And once you get that, once you see that, ain't really. It's hard to reverse it. It's hard to reverse it. It's hard to reverse it. And it's fucked up that Tootie Rawdon put himself in a tight spot. Cause I think he caught another case before this, but he ain't never catch nothing like this though. You know what I mean? He ain't never catch nothing like this. But I just say that to say, like I always say, yo, the streets is undefeated, yo. You can't prime against them motherfuckers at all, man. Can't prime against the streets, man. The streets vicious, man. And the streets gonna give your child back when it's ready. If they give your child back. That's why, if you want my advice as a parent, don't ever even create the perception that the streets is fun. You understand what I'm saying? You know, don't ever build that mentality in your child that the streets is a way out or the streets is a valuable option. Because once they get a taste of it, it's over. It's over. You might as just, all you can do is pray for them. That's all you can do. All you can do is pray. Like all that other shit, getting them committed or putting them in, that shit don't work. All that's going to do is create motherfucking anger, frustration. And that's just going to push them further and further into the motherfucking lifestyle. That's what that shit does, man. That's all it does. But Charleston White shames Julio Fulio mother. Listen to how he talked about Mama Duck. Disrespect the shit out of Mama Duck. He act like he wanted to help them women. And I told y'all back when he did it, I ain't like it. I ain't like it. Charleston White, Mama Duck. I ain't like it at all. I ain't like the disrespect, yo, that he did with this woman.
People told me to stay away from you. That you trying to set me up. That you gonna set me up to be killed.
This is why this man came at me. It wasn't nothing I did to him personally.
I ain't heard from FBG Duck Mama. But boy, long as I was sitting, you can charge it. What's wrong, ma? I can't pay my car. And I help you pay that shit. I was your nigga long as I was paying car notes and sending money. I made sure everybody talk to you. You got $5,000.
You coming at these people when they motherfucking kids chasing it so motherfucking bad. How could you get mad at us for not want to be attached to the shit you doing? And we are mothers of peace. We are trying to make a statement for the mothers who have lost their children to this reckless ass gun violence.
Come on, Mama Duck, let's keep it real. Come on, Mama Duck. Nobody did that for you. People told me to stay away from you. That you trying to set me up.
Yeah, he's a clown. That's why I say his mother could have did a better job raising him. Yo, my mother would never co-sign this. You understand what I'm saying? It's mothers in this world, like honorable mothers, that if their child, no matter what age, makes money off the things that Charleston White does, the disrespect, the false narratives, the fuckery, they wouldn't want $1 from that child, man. You keep that shit. That shit like drug money. You feel me? It's mothers that turn down drug money. When rent due, they ain't even got the money, but they ain't taking it from you. You know what I mean? I don't want that shit because you know where it came from. That shit ain't honest. You can't even bring no money in this house that ain't honest. But Charleston White mother accept gifts from him, and look at the shit he does. Look at the shit he does, man. I think she one of the worst mothers that we heard of. Yeah, I mean, if you want my final take on it, I think she one of the worst. Straight up and down. She could have did better. Raised 2 murders. Think about it. If she ain't had no kids, 2 people would still be alive. If she never had these niggas, it'd have been 2 people who lives with another families. Fuck they ain't talking about the people. It'd have been families that wasn't affected because her lack of parenting. Her lack of parenting affected 2 families. Probably ruined lives, man. Charleston White mother lack of parenting ruined lives, man. For real. Look what he did to Doolittle. Like, you know what I mean? Doolittle 99 years. Other dude 75 years. You understand? The shit that he doing online. Whatever his brother got in trouble for. Man, she ruined lives, man. She one of the worst mothers out. But he praises her. He praises her. I don't think she deserves no motherfucking praise. Nope. She don't get no praise over here. It is sad that we gotta go this route. But I'm sick and tired of the disrespect that he gives to other people's mothers, yo, when I know that once a child chooses the streets, ain't really shit they could do. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't nothing my mother could do with me. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing my mother could do once I decided that I was going to chase the street lifestyle. She couldn't tell me nothing, man. What the fuck? She couldn't tell me what to do. You feel me? I'm 15 years old. I'm outside drinking, smoking. We fucking with girls. We partying. She couldn't. You can't parent. How do you parent against that? How do you parent against that? You can't parent against that. What you gonna say? I'm having the time of my life out this bitch. And you young, you naive. You don't really know the ramifications. You don't know that you could be doing this shit for the next 20 years. You living for the moment. Ain't shit you can tell no child in that situation, man. What the fuck what you say? They're gonna look at you crazy. They gotta learn that shit for themselves. It gotta be a traumatic situation or something like that in order for that child to be like, yo, I don't know if I want to go this route. But it ain't up to the parent. You know what I mean? Straight up. But yeah, I mean, Charles White scared of me, Monica. Charles White know I be on his ass. Charles White would never in a million years. And he want to talk to everybody else. He'd never talk to me. Because that shit that he do on the other people, it won't fly here. It won't fly here, man. He know what's up with me, man. He act like he don't, but he know. Anytime he replied to me, he always say, who are you? You know who I am, bitch. You done replied to me 3-4 times. You ain't reply to nobody else on this post, but you reply to me, but you don't know me. You know who I am. You know I'm on your ass. And you know you wouldn't stand a chance over here having a conversation with me, man. He wouldn't stand a chance. I make him look foolish. For the people that think he got a message and he be talking real, tell him come over here and keep it G News and let's talk. I bet you be like, damn, Charles White dumb as a bitch. I bet you be like, damn, I thought this nigga was knowledgeable. This nigga sound like a fucking hypocrite. Foolish. You're... But I want to talk about this too. I want to talk about Dame Dash and Cameron. I bet you do, Courtney. Stick around. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. See who messes realer. See who make more sense. See who make more sense. Charleston White got on. Charleston White was just on Anton Daniels' page talking about President Joe Biden, or not President, Governor. What the fuck he was? A governor. Joe Biden, when he did the speech for the crime bill, he said that he didn't assess us right. But that ain't what the fuck happened. He assessed us perfectly. He just said, I don't give a fuck. They need to go to jail. You understand? Charles White don't say nothing. Charles White don't say nothing real. You know what I mean? He can't have a conversation when you give him pushback. He gonna get angry. He gonna get frustrated. He gonna walk out the interview. You know what I mean? He only sit around and talk to people that's gonna let him talk. He can't talk to me or anybody that that can speak on this level. Anybody that knows, Charles White not from the community. That man grew up around white people, affluent community. His mother had a great job. He ain't go through no struggle. I mean, he ain't had lights cut off for weeks. I mean, you and that bitch taking showers with cold water. I mean, boiling hot water. He don't know nothing about no fucking struggle. in order for him to have a say of what's going on in the black. He don't fucking know. I don't give a fuck about none of that community active self-serve shit he did. That was self-serve. That was self-serve, man. He didn't do that shit for the betterment of kids. He did that shit to bring attention to himself. Cause look at what he doing now. If Charleston White really would cared about kids, he'd have stayed on that path. You got the money now. Now you can make your dreams come true. The dreams that you had for these kids, now it's time to bring it into fruition. But no, he just went way left because he never gave a fuck about no kids. It was all about the money. He talked about it on Anton Daniels' page, man. Them non-profits get paid. He was in that shit for the money. He wasn't in that shit for the betterment of no motherfucking kids. Yeah, and he a rat. Mother should be ashamed. My mother would disown me if I snitched. I told y'all heard my mother. Who was on that live when I called my mother? And I'm like, man, did you ever tell me snitch in that case? She said, nah, I don't think that's something I would have said. Who was on that live? I think Shira, you was there. JB, I think you was there. My mother never told me tell, man. That's dishonorable. You commit the crime, you do the time. You don't fucking go outside and start snitching. My mother never told me no shit like that. Accountability. Yeah, that's what she said. She said, I don't think that's something I'd have said. It's called accountability, man. Take accountability for your actions, yo. Like the captain got to go down with the ship. If a plane crash and the pilot jump off the plane and the plane crash and people die, yo, that pilot gonna go to jail, man. You understand what I'm saying? If a boat sank and the captain of the boat jumps off and he survives and everybody dies, yo, that captain goes to jail, man. You know why? Because this is what you signed up for. You signed up for this. You know you on a boat. You know this bitch can sink. You fly in a plane. You know this plane can crash. You jump off this plane and leave these people to die, then you go to prison, man. Like, I don't know what world people be living in. See, the problem is they give us these clowns and they don't know nothing. Like, they not here to push a real message. They here to get paid. They just want to sound good while they doing it. They ain't here to push nothing real. That's why the internet's scared of me. Because I flip the whole table over. They don't want that, though. They want to keep monetizing off of ignorance. Oh, we got to go through this video, y'all. Umar Johnson was aware of them taxes, too, y'all. 5 years ago, he talked about the taxes on that building. But we ain't got time to watch that tonight. I want to go to Dame Dash. Dame Dash calls out Cameron. Cameron looking real flawed, man. Real flawed. And Dame Dash spoke basically on basically the same thing that Ray Lewis talked about. You know, where though these podcasts is crashing people out. Like, yo, these podcasts and for the love of money got a lot of people that was once honorable just straight on coon time now. And Cameron is one of them. Cameron is one of them. Un talked about how if Cameron would have played when he did the verses with the Locks, and he'd have played some of them songs for Confessions of Fire, all he said was, I think Cameron could have did better. Cameron reply is, yo, I gave you $5,000 or something like that. You ain't never pay my money back. Like, what the fuck does that got to do with anything? How did this turn into a money conversation? He gave a fair analysis of your performance because they got crushed in the verses. He just said, yo, you could have did better. Yo, his reply is, yo, you owe me money. Like, what? The fuck is you talking like? What type of guy is you? But he been talking about Dame Dash, and Dame Dash been quiet on it. But listen, and Dame Dash speaking some real shit.
That you can do things that you might find corny or immoral, but
yeah, he
these
said
are
that.
funny things.
Hell no, Cameron flaw.
Like Cam,
Yo, these
people are
podcasters is showing the flaw in a lot of these guys. This what Ray Lewis was talking about with Shannon Sharp. Like all of these guys is on sellout time. And that's why I think they're getting podcast deals. It's easier. See what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying, right? Yo, the average Joe built YouTube. For the longest time, even me, you know, a lot of us that grew up without this internet shit, yo, we was against this YouTube shit. This shit was goofy. You understand? Like, yo, what the fuck? Like, yo, what is this? Like, yo, you understand what I'm saying? But over time, it changed and people got more accustomed to it. I got into it because I got tired of people spinning false narratives about the black community. That's why I came to YouTube. I didn't come to YouTube to talk about hip hop. That's why if you notice, whenever we talk about hip hop, it's always, not always, but I try to spin a real message to it, you know, because it's something that you can learn from every situation. But these guys, they never was a part of it. They didn't become a part of it until it became beneficial. You know, once they saying that it was money in it, now you got all these old rappers, old entertainers getting podcasts, and they're not just getting podcasts, they're getting deals off the rip. Meanwhile, the guys that started it, we ain't getting no deals. If y'all notice that, where's the organic podcaster that got a deal? Like Revolt, or one of these Barstool, or you understand what I'm saying? Where they at? And the reason I believe that they're dealing with these guys is because these guys are already sellouts. So they don't got to teach them the game, because the game is selling people out. The game is push ignorance. They already accustomed to it. So we'd rather pay them than pay them. You understand what I'm saying? And Dame Dad spoke about that. Hit that like button, y'all. We should be like 200 likes. God damn. Tap the screen twice.
No, I'm sorry. Omar, what's his name? Gooden? Yeah, Omar Gooden. Now, my advice there is, I know Cuba, and I would just work it out, but he's coming at you in battling, and again, advice-wise, read the room. It's not a good time to fly somebody. This would be my advice. And I gave you certain kinds of advice like this before. But I don't know what really happened. I saw clips, but I don't think it's a good time to pay someone to come someplace so that you could take them without their shirt on behind a door. And you know in Harlem there'd be jokes for that. But this is not the right time to be doing that. And I would advise you, I mean, at 50, you know, that kind of joke could be funny. But this dude now was coming at you with, I'm not a rap. You're rapping. You have a rap battle with Omar Epps, and he's calling with Omar, what's his face? What's his name? Gooden. Omar Gooden. No disrespect to Omar Gooden, because I was hearing some of the records. I was like, yo, that nigga could rap. So he's now leveraging you for another vertical of his dream. You. This is not Drake versus Kendrick. This, Cam, you were on Kendrick's level. You were on Drake's level. Why did you quit? Why are you battling Omar Gooden? But again, because I know Cuba, and, you know, like, I'm like, damn, what if, like, because Cuba's, like, good at things that you don't know that he might be, like, a black belt in karate. You going to be fighting Omar and Cuba Gooden because they rolled, you know, they brothers. See, the thing that I used to do, and with you, was if you had a problem with somebody, that I would go squash it, or they had a problem with me. You know? So when you called me and said that Kevin Hart was bothering you and he teased you too much, I said, he knows you're with me. And the next time I saw him, I got at him. Look here. If he ever bothers you again, look at these hugs right now. Don't you ever professional anybody in my crew when you're wearing these hugs. You got on hugs. Cam, you see him? You see him? Cam, you see him? Don't play with me. I dare you to ask that. And his breath stink bad right now. Ask his girl how bad his breath stink right now. This nigga eating mayonnaise gum. I don't know what's going on. On your behalf, he's still mad at me over that. But again, if somebody's saying shit about me, you go and get money with them. Well, that's fine, but it's just not how I get down. And how I've never got down like that with you. The way we got back, because, I heard talking and I don't know, with y'all did that thing and y'all said you guys fuck you shit, but I went to the side and me, you and Joe and Jim had a real conversation about it's us versus them. Don't disrespect me in front of them. That was our conversation. But the way we reconnected after that was because you went to someone, an original member of the Best Out from 142nd Street. I'm not going to say his name because he doesn't ever want me to say his name. But he's the one that made that call for you and said, yo, Cam is fucked up and he needs your help. And then he passed through the phone. And from there, I looked out. I got you off your deal. I got you off your deal. I talked to Polly Anthony and got you off your deal. All that running up in the office is not what got you off your deal. She got fired over that deal because you were millions of dollars unrecouped. I got you off of Rockefeller.
Yo, that's what I'm saying, yo. A lot, yo, people can say what they want about Dame. Yo, but Dame been real from the start. People might not like how he say things or how he carry it. Yo, but if Dame fuck with you, he fuck with you. He fuck with you. And Cameron is dead wrong for keep joking this man. And Dame been loyal to you the whole time. It's like, yo, one of them situations where I always tell you, yo, some people be around you but don't fuck with you and they can't wait for you to fall. So they can pull the camera on. So they can pull a Mondo. You understand? Yo, they not honorable people, man. I don't fuck with those type people. I think that's clown behavior.
With L.A. Reid.
Hell yeah.
None of that means anything. But my point is, any problem you had for free, I would always look out because you're from Harlem, and I looked at you as my little brother, and I still do. But this isn't the Cam that I thought that I was co-signing. I would never expect you to be this person. Like, if you're going to do something that's funny on TV, you can't get mad if your crew laughs or people that know you because it's funny. So I saw Snoop Dogg on your show, and he said, what's my motherfucking name? And you sang the girl part. You said, pause. Snoop Doggy Dog. If no one teased you around
tilted bread, what's my motherfucking name? Snoop Doggy Dog.
If no one teased you around you,
yo was wild as shit for that.
That's not shit. And if you get mad at the jokes, that's not fair, bro. Stay home about it. If you want to do shit like that, let niggas laugh. So I know you're mad because I said 50-50.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Why? He didn't pat you on the ass. Pause. He patted you on the hips. Either way, my advice to you is don't let another man pat you on your hips.
Okay.
That's advice. Also, if you're sitting with someone that's fucking with me or saying things about me, I do expect you to actually have a conversation with them about it and make them stop. But that's not where you're from. But this is what I would always do for you. And if you do something
First
funny,
Lady
like let another
Rashida,
man smack you on the head.
make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Again, you know, the Queen of Harlem was like, because the thing I didn't get was I called you and told you I was going to say something, but you weren't man enough to tell me you didn't want me to say nothing. So Queen was like, yo, you should have knew better. But he told me he was all right. So you're going to agree, be all right, and then talk about me on another platform instead of calling me and telling me. And then when I text you, you're going to curve me? Because I want to speak to you like a man. I call British.
She chosen where you been at, man. Seeing you in a minute.
PT. And now this is going to be
here before.
One of the last things I'm going to get to in this moment because I got other shit to do. And I have more things I wanted to say, but I'll say them later. Because I'm sure you're going to say something back. But I'm quite, like, That thing, I felt that
Hey, yo,
with
fuck
Captain
no.
as it
You
relates
see
to
this shit.
the honor up thing. But I want to see you step up your production. If you have a platform, if you're on Revolt, if someone giving you some bread,
Hey,
if
Shawnee,
you're
you
going
right
to be
about that.
creative and talk about other creatives, you need to be
Definitely
more
right
creative.
about that. Shawnee said you can't make people loyal to you because you loyal to them, and that's one of the biggest issues. I struggled with that for a long time. I struggle with expecting. Yo, I struggle with expecting people to do for me what I do for them. Like, yo, living like that, yo, you gonna face a lot of heartbreak. You know what I mean? Because people ain't gonna do what you gonna do. You know what I mean? That's why you gotta find friends that will do what you do. You understand what I'm saying? Like me and my homeboys, we look out for each other, yo. If he needs something and I got it, you got it. If I need something and he got it, I got it. That's how we operate. But we ain't no, you know what I mean? It ain't 20 of us. You feel me? You ain't gonna find 20 people that move like that. Maybe 3, 4, 5 max. You understand? That's why you gotta keep the circle small. And you only look out for people that look out for you. Everybody don't deserve the same you. You feel me? And that's how I used to be. Yo, I was one of them guys when I was young. If niggas had problems, yo, they can call me. I'm pulling up. These same people I don't even talk to today. I could have threw my life away for people that I was only going to fuck with for the moment. You know what I mean? But that's just being young and naive and thinking everybody on the same shit. But nah, man, people just use you because you're beneficial. People use you because they know that, yo, if I call yo, he gonna ride. Or if I call him, he gonna do this. But it ain't never been an opportunity you had a chance you could ever call him for anything. And 9 times out of 10, when you do call him, you ain't gonna get the response that you gave them.
I want to see a hit record. If someone steps to you for a battle, rap wise, take that shit, because now you're playing jokes at 50, at taking, that wasn't to me something I would have advised. At least,
Yo, if you need, make sure you subscribe to the channel, y'all.
So let's see the music. Let's see you make a movie, and now that you have some bread, you finally caught this lick to where now that you got a platform, you're finding every excuse in the world not to pass no plugs.
That's another thing too.
That you're making shit up.
I had to learn that too.
And if you have something to,
had to learn that too. Because I was the type of person, yo, I'll give you the plug. You know what I mean? If I man, I done gave niggas plugs. I done gave niggas sales. Yo, but niggas don't give me plugs. Niggas don't give me sales. You know what I mean? When I was moving like that, and I used to feel some type of way about it. So I realized that, yo, you can't do that with everybody. You feel me? You can't give everybody plugs. You know what I mean? You can't give everybody pleas. You can't give everybody money. You can't give everybody, the same you. You just can't. You can't be real with everybody, because everybody ain't gonna be real. But if you find out you can't be real with them and it be reciprocated, you cut them off. That's how it's supposed to go. That's how you limit the disappointment. The worst thing you can do is expect things from people, man. Expect disappointment. That's what I learned. Somebody told me that in the joint. Expect disappointment, yo. So that way when they do come through, you be surprised. Instead of being disappointed when they don't come through. You gotta expect to be, what they say, yo, put your faith in man, ain't gonna fail you every time.
say I don't respect it unless you call me. We're not gonna fist fight. We're brothers. Talk to me like a man. Talking about me to me without calling me, and you have the opportunity to, is not the thing I want you to teach the rest of these children. I don't want the children to think that they should be taking their problems in public when they could talk to their friends. Just because you can monetize that doesn't make it okay, bro.
Hit the like button, y'all. Appreciate it, y'all.
And I know that no
Tap
one
the screen
around
twice,
you
y'all.
respects what you're
Subscribe to the
doing
channel.
when you do those things, because they're from Harlem. And when I talk to them, you know what the vibe is when it comes to you? You know how Cam is. He said,
Thank you.
That's what everybody said. You know, my cousin was bringing up the other day when you came up and you did this dumb shit before and we had a conversation, you was crying. So I was like, I don't want to see the man cry. I give you so much grace, but you've been different ever since you, well, let's do this.
He ain't got no teeth, y'all.
Because you're sitting next to Larry, right? I introduced you to Larry.
My name is Larry Smith, co-owner of G5 Cultivation in Las Vegas, Nevada. G5 Cultivation is one of the first African-American owned cultivations that's licensed by the state of Nevada.
You're right. But that's what people that's what people then adapted. You know, like I told y'all, like I always say, it was a time when people said all money ain't good money. I don't think people living by that now. At least they're trying to move away from it. You know what I mean? Whoever's orchestrating this is trying to move us away from the mentality of all money ain't good money. Like I told y'all, if we move away from integrity, morals, principles, things that we was raised on, because most black families is raised on integrity. I don't know what the fuck Jim Jones was talking about the other night when he said we was raised on selling drugs and that shit was taught in our household. Jim Jones was geeking. He don't even deserve a voice. I don't know why they even gave him a podcast. And I think he got a deal as well. That goes into what I was saying earlier. But if we as a community really adopt the mentality of step on the next person, because that's what's going on online. People are stepping on the next person to get to the next level. Do you know how, if you dealing with impoverished people, do you know how bad the community is going to get? You know what I mean? Do you know how bad it's going to get, yo? You talking about crime now? If people was to adopt a mentality of, like as a whole, of no integrity, step on the next person to get where you got to go, oh my God, you talking about crime? That shit going to be through the fucking roof. It's going to be through the roof. Yeah, Jim Jones a clown.
Met Dame Dash through my main man Jack Thriller. Dame has been more of a mentor and a mentee in helping me take G5 Cultivation to another level. Before I wanted to get involved in the cannabis industry, I was headed towards doing movies, and that was another attraction.
Hit the like button, yo. Get to 100 likes.
To the G5 family because, Dame's doing movies, so, by me letting them in the cannabis world, I told him I needed to be in the movie world. That's one of my passions.
I brought you to Las Vegas and introduced you to Larry while we were making the A-Track.
Yeah, Jim was tripping. I don't know what you was thinking.
That's another project we did that actually was on the radio, but for some reason we didn't want to promote that. But we had concerts at like Terminal 6 and all this shit that you never did before. But for some reason you didn't want to promote that.
I'm ready to speed it up because it's getting late. Y'all know I gotta get up in the morning.
I just don't know why, but I did it because I didn't want to see your legacy go. That's why I always tried to help you, because the things that you do great, the only thing I've seen you do that's been something that's been crazy is what you're doing now, talking about me and other people. But since then, I haven't seen that. But again, I brought you around Larry in Vegas because I was working out there with the weed company. Yeah. And he was, like how he's your sidekick right now, he was on the sidekick for me. I'll show you the footage. And you remember this. But what happened was, Larry and I and Muddy Waters, the people that are suing me now, we all threw down on a movie, and there was a disagreement of some sort. And this is the reason why I have all these lawsuits now. And I don't like the way Larry did his business, and he hung up on me.
Yeah,
so
straight up, Charles.
Around Larry, I was
keep
like,
your integrity, unite, and grow with like-minded people.
I'm going to fuck with him anyway. And then, because we were supposed to be doing Pink Mink weed, y'all decided to do business without me. That's called backdooring somebody. And I want you to tell me about your loyalty game, how that's loyal, how much shit I've stood up for you, but when somebody disrespects me, you still work with them, they become your best friend. And you have a show, you have a platform. Larry, you can tell your side. Pam, you tell your side. But you tell me how that's any kind of loyal. Or Harlem loyal. Because Daniel was like, yo, that's your man. I mean, that was your man. You introduced me to him. You ain't fucking with him. I'm not fucking with him. You never have that attitude. And now you're being nice to everybody in the podcast industry that you used to diss all day long. But now conveniently, because you've seen the light and you know how to get money with them, now this is your new family. I would think when you get to this plug, you would pass them because every single
these
plug
podcasters, yo, crashing these guys out, man. Money, yo. You know the sign we should never give these niggas money? Yo, I'm starting to agree with that nowadays, man. Yo, some of these people you should have never gave them money, yo. So people can't handle money. People, you can't give a person power they ain't never had it. Look at Charleston White. Charleston White never had power in his life. It's obvious. Because he's abusing it. Look at Poetic Flacco. These academics. These people abuse power because they never had it. Their voice never was heard in reality. You know, before the internet.
ever had, I passed. Every single one. And you never passed one plug. I put you in Paid in Full. I put you on Rockefeller. I put you with Larry. Even the best picture you ever took with that pink, I brought you to Fashion Week and had someone take that picture.
Damn.
I was with you on your best interview. The one where you mad, that was you and me that did that. And you called me to make sure that that interview went right. That's why I was there.
Yeah, 2800. That shit real, bro.
So I don't understand why you're not saying those things. And on another level, why are you not saying that you in your lifetime have never, ever seen me struggle? You name one time you ever walked up on me and said, Dave needs help. That you saw me with dirty sneakers or a fucked up car or living wrong and not having a staff. Never one time you walked up on me and I didn't have a staff. Pause.
Why was that a pause?
How many houses have I beat you in ping pong at? You know, and I didn't own those houses. They were in LA. How am I gonna own something and own the government $20 million? That doesn't make sense. So, you know, I just don't understand this new camp. And Sen, you're right there. And I wanted to publicly apologize to you because I know I was a little abusive toward you when we were young. But I do want to say that I did give you the opportunity when I was like in my late 40s. You went and trained. You came to my house. I was like, go buy some gloves. And I went outside and gave you a fair one. You caught me in my ribs once or twice. I'm 46. You do get, but I definitely put leather on your face. And then I made my son put leather on your face. So I just know that, you know that I'm not going to be all right with this. But I want you to ask Cam, does he feel like his relationship with the way he's approaching things, especially with Larry? Because I love Larry's family. When I go to Vegas, I still talk to his son and his ex. I don't know if his ex or whatever, but his wife. I love his family. He took care of my son, even though I didn't want him to, but he did it anyway. But I want you to ask Cam if he thinks the way he carried this situation with Larry, and Larry, you're on the show, talk about how that was loyal to do business behind my back. Then y'all called me, told me, oh, we sold the company and I'm going to send you some bread. You did.
Dang.
You know? And Cam, the only time you ever given me any money other than that 50 where I had to ask for it is because they had shut one of my accounts down and I had to pay for something. I asked you, let me get 10,000 real quick so I could pay that. You know, you said that I sent you 5 back, but then you ran off with Larry and we never really got to communicate. So as soon as possible, I'm going to get you that 5 back so you don't do that other shit on me. But, and then after the thing with Larry, you know, it seems like you just changed. You start doing things different. Like, when I saw you on the stage with Homeboy, y'all both dressed up like the FOI. Y'all both had on bow ties. And no disrespect to FOI at all. But I was very surprised to see you performing that man's B-sides dressed alike. And I was wondering if he required you to dress like that. But also I was thinking, oh, he must go perform on one of Cam's shows. As of yet, that man made you perform at his B-side show in the club in a bow tie. And he never performed at anything you've ever done. So if he does it now, I don't care. I think he should. But I do feel like, you know, that just wasn't no Harlem shit to be dressed up like a nigga in a bow tie that you're supposed to be beefing with. And you didn't get to the Garden or no Beyonce or none of that. You did the B-sides. And I remember you like, I would never do that with the State Property did show up to the B-side, but you did it. Everything I'm seeing you tease other people for doing, you are now doing. And one more thing that I want to put in perspective is you also brought up me saying that Kanye has horse shit in his house and you have dog shit. I did say that. And you have to, and again, very strategically, you didn't tell the context of the conversation, right? Number one, I was upset because we did honor up. You were in LA. Kanye threw a party, a screening, and all the most important people in Hollywood were there at the time. He was still in standing. RZA was there. All these people were there.
Yeah, I told y'all, man. I watched the internet change niggas. Yo, this internet money is changing people, man. Like, yo, it's crazy, yo. Like, it's like shit happens overnight.
And for some reason, you got so offended because of the security process that you left. And what I was saying is you mess up so much money for the stupidest things that you were supposed to be Kanye. You were supposed to have the money that Kanye had from rapping, but you would never get your show together. Now you are starting to perform with a band, but having 100 niggas on stage don't work. And fashion. And he was the one. I'm mad at you that Kanye's the one that's the anchor of making the most money from Rockefeller. And I chose you. And I was like, this nigga got horse shit in his house and you got dog shit in your house. I was angry because it was another stupid reason to fuck up money. But now that you're doing things so politically correct, you're dissing me.
So
and
I'm
wondering why and what changed and how much it cost for you to go and do this for a living. And in this moment, that's all I have to say.
They got something covering his eye.
I'm saying it without teeth. And, you know, I'm sure that you'll leverage this to make some money for revolting yourself and whatever you do. But I do want you to, you know, explain these things. Ask your peers around you if what I'm saying is
Yeah,
crazy.
do you care?
If you were sensitive, overly sensitive. If, you know, doing, like, when I introduce you to somebody and you go do business behind my back, is that backdooring? Was there a lot of damage done to Rockefeller because you prematurely talked about a private conversation? That's not cool. That's goofy. And it does seem like, based on the fact that you're not helping ever, it's always some way to hurt me and laugh it off. What, didn't you hate me all this time? Did I tease you too much to get you right? You know? But you have to admit, this narrative of me talking about Homeboy every day, I stopped talking for 30 to like maybe 3 or 4 months. Every day, I've heard my name out of everybody's mouth that says I talk about Homeboy and Homeboy's name all day long. So I think the narrative should be stop talking about Damon so much if you don't want to hear Damon talk. Why are y'all talking about me all day? I'm sure there's some things that happened after Rockefeller that were cool. But I know that I'm probably the most influential person in every person's life that talks about me. And I love all of y'all. No problems. Every podcaster now seems, mostly, they used to be Rockefeller. So Joe Buttons was a Rockefeller.
How strange is this,
Noriega
y'all?
was a Rockefeller. Cameron was a Rockefeller. I used to manage Children of the Corn that Mace was in. And I tried to sign Gilly, but, you know, niggas stopped it. Who else? They're all Rockefeller. It's like the Rockefeller podcast. And now Bleak. And again, Bleak, you too. You know, we made a deal. You're going to stop talking about me, but you still say your little slick shit. It's cool. I love you. But you're working hard. I see you really out there hustling. You and me know both. If you hustled this hard back then you wouldn't have to be hustling this hard now. Instead of talking about Homeboy, I believe we'd be talking about you. Same thing with Cam. Same thing with Joe Buttons. Same thing with Nori.
Yeah, yo,
But
now
now
give him no
everyone's
credit,
retired
bro.
from rapping professionally, and now they're all doing talk shows or podcasts. Disrespect, you found your lick, but my first impression of y'all were rock stars. People that laughed at the press. You know? Just against the grain, do whatever you want. That was that Harlem shit. And I'm still on that type of time. And again, you tell me if any one of y'all niggas talking about me ever paid $20 million. But what I do notice is when my family office pays a lot of money, like over $500,000 in taxes, and when we pay our judgments, the family office, that's not in the paper. No one talks about that. And neither will I. But, you know, that's what I have to say. And I love all of y'all. Y'all my brothers, and hopefully we can make a lot of money off this, and this is what y'all choose to do. I guess this is what it is. But do remember, I will have teeth next week. How?
Now look at Cameron's response to this. More buffoonery. We gotta go back to urban politicians for this. Gotta go back to urban politicians. More buffoonery. See the big at the spokesman, man.
And that's responding to Dame.
Yo, Dame Dash brought up good points. He brought up good points. And look at Cam reply. More coonery. See, but this is what people do when they can't reply. When they know they did wrong and they can't reply, this you gonna get something like this.
went up on the gram starting with part 1 yesterday and said, hey, dang, big bro, I thought we was snapping. My bad, sincerely, if you mad. But I'm glad you got that off your chest. But me, emotional, never that. I think you are emotional, and I get it. Secondly, I'm your real friend, because whoever you around is a whack nigga or niggas for letting you do that interview in that condition. I would have never let you get on camera like that.
Yeah,
but
camera
my bad,
bullshit.
bro, again. You said I don't promote nothing you do. Okay, I got you. All love. And he put up a couple slideshows. He got the brush your teeth song playing in the background.
Look,
Show
yo.
name with his teeth falling
Look at the
out.
clown
Then he
shit.
put up the clips of loaded looks from the Calico Battle.
Like, yo,
classic moment.
Dame Dash brought up real situations that you should be able to answer. But since he can't answer it, he resorts to coonery. You know what I mean? That's AJB. That's what they always do. Whenever you call somebody out for being for not moving off integrity, not moving off principles, they tell you how much money they got. You broke. I'm getting money. Like, yo, that's not the issue at hand, bro. Like, it's a lot of clowns with money. It's a lot of clowns with money. That don't take you out the circus. You get me? You just one of the circus mates that's getting money.
And stuff like that. Then he put up another post yesterday as well of him on the show with his kids and his family. I think that was Growing Up Hip Hop. I can't remember exactly what the name of it was. And he played that clip and said, dang, if this is how you talk to your kids on TV, none of us have a chance out here for a peaceful
I'm ready to get off
cause.
in a minute
And don't
anyway,
change the
Sean.
narrative saying I'm
Appreciate you,
disrespecting your family. Because I love your family like I love you. But if you call your kids clowns, what you think of anyone else? You said I work for Revolt. Nah, I license my show to them. The show I own. In this clip, you're working for Wet TV as talent. LOL. How much they gave you to disrespect your family like this? $6,500. This
Listen
clip
to him,
is
yo.
available on YouTube. I didn't have to go far to find it. And he came back today after part 2 dropped. He said, hey, and this is a clip with a talk show with his brothers, speaking with them in a certain type of way. And he said, hey, I don't know your other brother, but Bobby worked his A off. You treat your own family like ish. Sorry to the Dashes. Oh, yeah. And you a talent on here, too. You working for VH1, exploiting your family. And that's responding to Dame, because in the part of this clip, they both 20 minutes long. I didn't get to finish watching the second one in full. But he was talking about Cam being on Revolt, how he's working real hard to be a content creator, saying he's being messy, saying, hey, I was the one that was pushing the boss talk.
Yo, that's what I'm saying, though, yo. Yo, he ain't answer. Yo, he brought up good points. Yo, you backdoored me. You ruined Rockefeller because you got on there and said you was the fucking president and you wasn't. We had a personal conversation and you took that shit to a motherfucking interview and caused a whole bunch of confusion. He ain't answered to none of that. He just go on a whole tirade about shit that's irrelevant. But that's what happens, y'all. You know, when you did wrong, yo, a lot of people, you can't really explain it. He can't explain himself. He know, based off of their relationship, based off of the relationship that he had with Dame, or got with Dame, he know good and goddamn well that if it wasn't for Dame, he might not be where he is today. Might not be where he is today. He know he did wrong for keep trolling Dame when it looks like Dame going through hardships instead of lending a hand. So in order to avoid all of that, he just come back with jokes, fuckery, conery, clownery. You understand? I'm surprised at Cam too, yo, because I didn't know Cameron was moving like that. So what are you doing out the cage, yo? What are you doing? Yeah, I ain't know Cameron was moving like that. Exactly. That's all you had to say, yo. You right, y'all was wrong. You know, a lot. It take a certain type of individual to admit when they was wrong, man. But that just lets you know what type of shit came on. You know, fuck boy time. He getting money right now. He think he above everything. But make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all share the live. Remember, y'all, we gotta get better sharing the lives. Share the live. Share the live. Share the live. Ultimately, Charleston White mother did a horrible job raising her kids. She need to be ashamed of herself. The Donald Trump shit won't work. It's haven't worked. We see DC back killing. You know, deployed in the military is not the way to fix crime. Cameron on goofball time. When Boosie came praying against the streets, he tried his best. The streets is undefeated. That's one of the worst things that can happen though when you grew up in the streets. Is your motherfucking child choose the same path. But my advice is don't ever make it look like it's fun. I mean, you want to make the streets look bad. I mean, that way they don't never even think about going into that direction. Straight up, because once they in it, they in it. And the streets gonna give them back when the streets is ready. Might be in a box, might be in a jail cell, or they might be all in one piece. But no matter how you look at it, it's a roll of the dice. And I don't think you should be willing to take those chances with your children. But make sure you hit the like button. It's another day of Keep It G News, and I'm out.